What's up, guys? Welcome to the line change, and we're here with our post-game show. As you guys can tell, I just got home, so apologies for a little bit of the lateness. You guys know how transit can be here in the city of Vancouver, but here we are, post-game show, Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Vancouver Canucks, and as always, I'm going to give a quick shout-out and thank you to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of that amazing artwork you see behind my shoulder, and you guys can check them out yourselves at gassyjackart.com. So let's go ahead and get into the goal visualizer. I'll try and run through this pretty quickly. Uh, Apologies for if it's a little slow. My computer's acting up a little bit. But let's go ahead and check out the goal visualizer. No scoring in the first period. It was pretty low key for shots for the Canucks in the first period. But starting off in the second period, Jake DeBrusk got it started for the Canucks at 5:28 of the second period to make it 1-0. This was actually a beautiful goal by Jake DeBrusk. As you can see, puck is moved up to Marcus Pettersson, who moves it back. Ratu will skate over and pass it over to Drew O'Connor. And then Jake DeBrusk is able to flip it up and over Merzlikins. Moving forward, we had Kirill Marchenko, who tied it up at 6:46 to make it 1-1, his seventh of the season, assisted by Voronkov and Matejchuk. I actually don't mind this, as I, believe it or not, have Marchenko in my fantasy, so I was pretty happy that Marchenko scored, got me some points. But as you can see here, I almost said St. Louis. Columbus moves it up, shot over, and Marchenko is able to get on the rebound. Unfortunately, Lankinen was out of position a little bit. So, and you can thank Chaos Giraffe for that. Next up, we have Voronkov scoring to make it 2-1 at 13:02. His sixth of the season, assisted by Marchenko and Fantilli. Let's take a look at the goal visualizer. As you can see here, Marchenko has the puck, moves it back, taken up to Fantilli, who then passes it to Marchenko, and then actually this was a squeaker goal. This one, I don't blame Lankinen at all. He really had no chance on this one. This one, as I said, was just a bit of a squeaker. And honestly, Lankinen didn't even know where the puck was. I think most people in the arena, having been there, didn't really know where it was either. Next up, we had Drew O'Connor scoring his third of the season at 19:03, assisted by Hughes and Hronek. Let's take a look at the visualizer here for this one. Hronek has the puck, skates back, leaves it off for Hughes. Hughes brings it in, moves around, shoots it. And Drew O'Connor is able to bang in the rebound. And then we'll talk about the little rough stuff that we saw after that goal by Fabry when I have Gerald on. We'll talk about that. But moving to the third period, Connor Garland scores his fourth of the season at 6:17 to make it 3-2 Vancouver, assisted by Myers and Elias Pettersson. So let's take a look at the visualizer here. Puck moved over to Petey, who will pass it back to Myers, and Myers walks right in, shoots it, and Connor Garland is able to get in on the rebound and get it past the Columbus goalie. Then we had Marchenko scoring his second of the night to tie it up 3-3 at 9:47, assisted by Voronkov and Fantilli. So once again, my fantasy thanks you, Marchenko, for the two goals here tonight, despite them coming against the Canucks. As you see here, Fantilli passes it off, and Marchenko is able to wire it past Lankinen. Next up, we have Brock Besser scoring at 14:15 to make it 4-3 Vancouver, assisted by Sherwood and Reichel. So Reichel gets an assist in this game, so he's got a point for the Canucks. Oh, let's see. There we go. So the puck is behind the net. DeBrusk moves it out to Sherwood. Sherwood is able to pass it up to Besser, who comes in, shoots it on the glove side of Merzlikins, and it just bounces off his glove and into the net. So a little unfortunate on Merzlikins' part, but I really don't care because it was a goal for the Canucks, and that would be turn out to be the game winner. Let's take a look at the stats real quick before I bring Gerald on. 25 shots for the Canucks, 32 for Columbus. So once again, Canucks hockey getting outshot, but not by a too large of a margin. Faceoffs, 59.6% for Columbus, 40.4% for the Canucks. They were 21 out of 52. Columbus 31 for 52. Power play. Neither team scored on the power play, where they each had 3 penalties each. Obviously, Columbus had the 21 penalty minutes. Of course, a little bit of that was a 5-minute major, which we'll talk about a little bit later. 10 penalty minutes for the Canucks. 20-15 in hits in favor of the Canucks. Block shots 16-11 for the Canucks. 10 giveaways by the Blue Jackets, 11 for the Canucks. 5 takeaways for the Canucks and 4 for the Blue Jackets. Shots per period, Columbus outshot them 11-8 in the first, 13-9 in the second, and then shots were even in the third period at 8 apiece. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and bring on Gerald, and we're going to dissect this game. So let me just, where is it? There we go. Move that. And bring on Gerald. What's up, buddy?
Hey, bud. How's it going?
Not bad.
How's the game, man?
It was good, actually. I don't know about vibes. Didn't see any like vibes, but it was pretty good. I actually liked the person who I was sitting next to him, and I actually had some good conversations. A lot of it was, knocking on Petey. So, and he happened to be wearing a Pedersen jersey too, so it was a little funny.
Where were you sitting?
I believe I was in 316.
Were you in clay seats?
I'm not sure if they were clays, but I got them through clay, for sure.
Okay. Oh, okay. Then yeah. Let me think. 316. Yeah, it's the other pair. But that's cool. Weird. You bought one ticket from him and the other one was sold. So the two of you don't know each other.
No, we don't.
Didn't you go with Sam today?
Yeah, I went with Sam. So her and I had the 2 seats. And I believe he was in, because we were 102, 103, I believe. And then he was like 101. He was with somebody else. So
no, those seats are anyways, it doesn't matter. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the game. What stood out for you tonight? Like, were you happy about the game? Were you happy with the effort? What's your take?
Yeah, I enjoyed the game. Obviously there's no baseball to distract me, and once again, as Russell mentioned before, I wasn't stuck on my phone where I was, possibly getting hit by a puck. I was completely focused on the game, and I thought the Canucks came out, swinging a little bit. Obviously, we'll probably get into the referees a little later, but I thought that was a little atrocious, the way the officials were calling this game. And actually, no, I think you're frozen. And here, you're not moving, so I'm not sure if it's on my end.
You were frozen for a second. You were frozen for a sec, and then so it could be your computer, maybe.
Here, let me just try this. Does that work? There we go. Is that working? Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. Working? Not working?
Wow. Yeah, it's fine. Russell's in here. What's up, Russell? How's it going, my dude? Canucks Uncensored also up in the house. We got People First Yukon. How's it going, man? What else? Connor, thanks for joining us again. And I think there was an earlier message. I think Justin Credible is also in the house. Want to do a shout out to Duolingo. I caught him earlier in Russell's stream today, and he actually said the same thing. Yeah, he said the same thing in Russell's stream. So really appreciate you, the kind words on someone else's stream. We appreciate it, and thanks for dropping by. I'm not too sure about tonight's game or the show because I was in and out. I was running errands. Was at the airport, so um, I saw the replays and everything we're going to be talking about is based off of radio because I heard most of the game while I was driving in the car, and yeah. So who else is here? Let's see. Okay, Russ. Nothing much, man. I was busy all day. Didn't really catch. I caught the first and a half period of the game, and then listened to the rest. The second half of the second and a third on the radio. Dustin, does the Terrace start tomorrow? Um, if Demko's not ready, man, I wouldn't start Patera because not sure if you saw the highlights or even watched the game because it was a doubleheader against Oilers against the Avs tonight, and they just got whipped 9-1. McKinnon had 4 points. McCarr had 2 goals, and both teams have back to back tomorrow. It's a second game in 2 nights, so Canucks played well tonight, but given it's against Colorado tomorrow, I'm honestly a little worried. And the whole win one, lose one. So if Canucks won tonight, then I think we know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Let's see here. What else? Justin, maybe the Avs put all their offense in tonight, so they won't have any left. Let's hope for that because Lanky should be tired, and if he were to play, then it's going to be tough. He'd actually made some really good saves tonight. A couple on Fantilli, loved it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You all ready, Ty?
Yeah, you're still frozen for some reason on my end. I'm just trying to figure this out, see what's going on.
Just to throw it out to chat, am I frozen or is Tyler frozen? Can someone drop
Yeah,
us something in the
yeah.
chat?
Let us know in chat. I can see myself perfectly, but now I don't even see you at all. So let me just try and do this one more time.
But you can hear me, right?
I can barely hear you.
Like when I was replying to all the messages and all that, you heard me? Because
It,
Russell said neither one is frozen. Justin Credible said we both look good.
so it's
So
probably my computer because it's a piece of bunk. So yeah, it's probably an
okay.
issue with my computer.
Justin said both of you are moving smoothly and audio is coming very clear from both. So I think it's okay. It might be just you not being able to see me, I guess. Maybe just restart your computer and then come back on and I'll just go through all the messages while you restart. How's that?
Yeah, I can try and do that for sure. So
Because when you restart, I can still be like the StreamYard's still running, right?
I think so. Yeah, because when the internet's cut out in the past, the stream still kept on going.
Yeah. So let's do that, Tyler. Do a restart and I'll take over for the time being and reply all your messages. Throw all your messages in chat and I'll go through all of them while Tyler does that.
All right. Yeah, I'll be right back. Again, apologies for the technical issues, guys.
Hey, people first Yukon. What's your name, man? And are you in Vancouver? If you want to go to a Canucks game, you can hit me up, DM me. So how about you guys tell me what you thought of the game? Are you guys I think we're gonna get into the refereeing today. Um, I don't really want to talk about it until Tyler gets back, but please throw what you think in the chat, and we'll talk about that a little later when Tyler comes back. Let's see if I missed anything. Um, okay, I think I got through all the messages so far. You're planning to go to Vancouver Canucks game. When? Which game are you thinking of? Justin, I have not seen the post-game interviews yet. Um, but if he thinks they're only a few pieces away from being contender, I think he's I, I don't know, man. Like he's very optimistic, we'll put it that way. Um, I mean, it's hard to talk about a rebuild when you had a game like tonight and how an outing like tonight, and then we gotta stay high, stay positive. But I mean, a rebuild does make sense if we've been going through media lately. I think after the last game, uh, yeah, a lot of talk about a rebuild and what that could look like, and who should go out, or if Huggy Hughes should be traded if he's not going to be signed. But yeah, like I honestly would like to see a rebuild. I mean, it could be done quickly on the fly if we were to trade Huggy, get a few pieces, then a couple of years, 3 years maybe. Hopefully get contending and get some good draft capital, and we'll go from there. People's first name is Bobby. She lives in the Yukon. Awesome. I've actually only been there once. Actually, no, I've been there a couple of times. Saw the Northern Lights. It was awesome. I was in Whitehorse. And she's a regular. Awesome. Thanks for hopping over here after Russell's. Connor. And the stars of the team showed both their good and bad side. Please elaborate on that. Let's see. Connor, Besser scored a great goal, but was a statue for one of theirs. PD blocked a ton of shots, but he takes too bloody long to set them off. Can't agree more. I think the statue for the Besser goal was the one that was tapped in by Voronishov. I don't remember the guy's name, but the goal was in between Lankinen's legs in the 5-hole. He didn't know where it was, and it was a tap in. And if Besser reacted quickly, that could have saved a goal. And Petey, the blocks near the end. I think we're paying him the 11.6 to do shot blocking, when the Leafs paid Tanev $5 million to do shot blocking. So I don't know. Is the 11.6 worth it? And Connor said Hughes showed bad errors even. Yeah. I think everyone's been talking about Huggy being off to start the season. There was some report saying that he had a different sort of workout this summer, and he didn't want to overdo it like years past. So I think because of that, he probably, needs a bit of kickstarting. And he's definitely not vintage Huggy, if there is a vintage. But he's definitely not the Huggy of the last couple of years. And the power play. Yes, the power play has been atrocious because I think it's mainly Petey. Just holding on to the puck too long, man. And trying to look for the perfect shot, trying to look for the perfect pass. I think they should just go with the flow and stop looking for the perfect shot. Just get those shots out. Like the Chicago game, like I can't even remember, but I think the attempted shots was 65, and they ended up with 45 on target. Yeah, people first. Sorry, let me double check her name again. I think it was Bobby. Yes, I think everyone's frustrated, even with the win right now. Um, we're at 500, I believe. I think, yeah, 8-8. So if we were to continue this, definitely not going to make the playoffs if you're going to be win one, lose one, win one, lose one, because at 500, you're pretty much going to be off. You need to be at least a few games over 500 in order to make the playoffs, just to sneak in. Justin Incredible, Coots, 6-point game versus the Giants tonight. 2 goals, 4 assists, 5 shots, and a +3. That is amazing. At least we know what the future in stores, right? And if any of you guys watched the highlights or the actual games from last night, Celebrini and Bedard have been amazing. These guys, these kids have been on a tear. Celebrini also scored again tonight. I think both of them are leading the league in points. And looks like potential future Canucks. The future looks bright. I think I was out yesterday with a buddy from Hong Kong. His name's Robbie, and we were talking about Bedard. He wants to trade for Bedard, and I told him, yeah, Bedard's entry contract is done this year. He needs to re up at the end of the season. And he was saying, why can't we just trade a couple pieces, like trade Petey, trade Quinn Hughes, and get Bedard? Not sure if Chicago's down for that, but that would be interesting, and we'd get Connor Bedard back home even faster than expected, right? Just incredible. Rangers are winless in 7 home games and have been shut out 5 of those 7. Yet their road record is like 7-1-1. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe they just don't like playing at the Garden. Or maybe it's like something's off, because I don't understand how you play so poorly in front of your own fans, because Vancouver, any home game, people are electric and it's a vibe. And not sure about New York. I mean, I'd love to go to MSG just to watch the game. Basketball, hockey, I mean, basketball for sure, it's like the mecca. Uh, but to be scoreless in those games, I think fans have been pretty pissed off. Thank you, Connor. Yes, Voronkov, the second goal, that tap in between the legs. Skated to the net, but reacted slowly. Just looked at Lankinen, who fell backwards, not knowing where the puck was. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. And the other goal, I think, when Myers knocked off the net, that was pretty brutal too. So there's definitely been some blemishes in this game, even though there was a 4-3 win tonight. Russ, I don't hate EP. I don't hate PD. If you've watched the stream, you know I own 2 PD jerseys. Actually, I have 3. I have one that's the white that has Vancouver across his rookie year. And then I have a blue Orca PD, and then also a black skate PD with an A. So if I hate him that much, I probably wouldn't have bought his jerseys, right? It's just I'm sick and tired. I think especially after going to that Chicago game, and then watching the game against Minnesota, it was just, I think enough's enough, man. Like, I think it was that play that in Minnesota that he was on a breakaway 2-on-1, trips, falls. Actually, no, sorry, I was Nashville. Trips, falls, and gets back up. Nashville goes and scores on the other end, and he sat his ass on the bench. So it's things like that that really piss me off. If he was paid like 5 million, if he was being paid Drew O'Connor dollars, I wouldn't say shit, but he's not. Bobby, let's see. I'm not looking into it at the moment. Save up intentions for next year. Oh, that's Connor. Okay. Let's see. Rangers are 0-9 at home. What's up, Stevie? Japan 4. Bobby is saying, I'm going to medical, you mean medicine hat next year for soccer. That's really cool. And Connor, at least my boy Jakey DeBrusque or Jakey DeClutch scored tonight. Yeah, I was looking forward to that because November, Jakey DeClutch comes in. He had 14 goals last year in November, and then he just stopped. I think he made his paycheck and then he stopped. So hopefully he can continue the streak and go on a tear, and especially tomorrow night because it's against Colorado. We need that game. What's up, Stevie? Bobby, what do you mean? Could you join us sometime? You mean at the games or on the stream? Let me know. I'm sorry, Ross. I'm not trying to shit on him, but it just feels like he blocks shots. He's been making great blocks, but you don't get paid 11.6 just to block shots, right? You get paid that kind of money to score goals, and not do drop back passes. And you know, if you're paid 11.6 to do that, then a lot of people would be being paid that too, right? Connor, I gotta say as well, Columbus were dirty bastards tonight. Yes, they were. Major penalty to Olivier was bad, and the one Myers got boarded. Why wasn't that called? And how about the one on Quinn Hughes? End of the second period. It was pretty much like on a breakaway, and Provorov kind of hooked him. No call. The ref was obviously looking at them, looking at the puck and the player. How do you not see that and not call that? Besser, I think, went over and said to him, he's like, "How is that not a hook?" And I think the ref said it's not a hook, but there's definitely interference of some sort, right? Just incredible. I was talking with my friend about Bedard, Celebrini, and Carlson from Anaheim. And they said that if we hadn't hired Tocchet until the off season that year, the Canucks were third last and dropping. Yeah, that could have been huge. Yeah, and Tocchet had obviously that coach bump, right? And having Carlson and Fantilli, at the very worst, Smith or Mitchkov. Yeah, that would change the whole dynamics of the team, to have any one of those players. And for us, it's it's Canucks luck that we never really hit on great players. I mean, we technically hit on PD at number 5, and that year I think we were supposed to draft 4th. Can't remember. We always drop in the lottery. So I think even back in the day in 1970, the expansion draft against with the Cousins St. Louis Blues, Canucks also lost the first overall, and it was only between 2 teams. Anyways, we have Tyler back. How's it going, bud?
Threw on. Sorry, quickly grabbed Sam's new jacket and threw it on. It's sparkly.
Nice.
It's bedazzled. So
you let me rant for like 20 minutes, my friend.
But no, the hat's still on. Oh man.
Yeah, I see it. The season's over,
yes,
my friend.
Connor, the hat's still on. The hat's not coming off.
What's up, Swervin' Irvin? Tyler had to restart his computer, so I had to take over for about 20 minutes.
Yeah. Again, sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna actually look into getting a new computer for Christmas. So, But yeah, I did hear you talking about the referees, and yeah, having been there, yeah, the referees were
Please,
freaking bush league tonight.
atrocious,
Like, it
right?
was brutal.
What the hell happened with
Oh yeah.
the Huggy hook? Like at the end of the second, and he was on a partial breakaway, and he gets hooked, and there was no call.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty.
no
That
call. You
that
see guys like Kane, PD, all throwing their arms up in the air and just stop playing. Like, how did you not call that?
do you feel if Huggy kept skating, it would have been a penalty? Or because when he got hooked, he obviously knew he got hooked and he stopped skating. But if he were to continue to skating, do you think that that call
Mhm.
gets made? That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he basically just gave up on it and he assumed that it was a call because you saw him stop
Mhm.
immediately when he got hooked, like when the stick went under his arms and right.
Hmm.
Um, Canucks
Justin's
bias.
got a
If it
good
was
point.
McDavid, that'd be getting called.
Oh,
Yeah, 100%, man.
absolutely,
Hundred
absolutely,
percent.
absolutely agree with you, Justin, on that. But yeah, I think I heard you talking about the Olivier 5 minute major. I actually missed
Yeah.
it in real time. I caught it on the replay afterwards because everyone was like in my section was going nuts, and I was just like, "What happened? What happened?" I think I was eating my burger or something like that. And then I saw it on the replay, and yeah, that was bad. Him getting boarded like that, I was concerned. No, it gave me. I mean, DPD's not Heedle, but at the same time, you're
Yeah.
like, shit. His head like snapped back. You're like, oh great, here we go again. But it was great to see DPD come back out, and yeah,
Yeah.
I understand them wanting to review it for a 5 minute major, but you should have just automatically called it a 5 minute major. That was like stick to the letters or the numbers. Automatically should have been a 5 minute major.
Yeah, I think so too, because no, but the problem is you can only review if you call a 5 minute.
Mm,
I thought that's the rules.
yeah.
You can't review a 2 minute penalty. It has to be a 5 minute in order for it to be reviewed. And then once that's reviewed, league has sort of the evidence, and there could be potential um, suspensions or some sort of remediation of some sort, right?
Yeah, yeah. I do think perhaps maybe the NHL might look at it,
Yeah,
just because of the review.
yeah.
Do I think he's gonna get suspended? I don't know. I don't know enough about Olivier, but apparently this is the second time he's gotten a 5 minute major like this month. So perhaps he might
This
get
month,
suspended.
okay.
So he might just get suspended for one game since he's had two major like penalties against him
Yeah.
in such a short span. So I could see him, but I'm not like clamoring for it. Like DPD came back out. He's not hurt. Um, and yeah, Japan 4 is a good point. He is a repeat offender. So I could see maybe a 1 game suspension. Not like I said that I'm clamoring for it, but I could definitely see it.
Yeah, because
I
DPD was actually on the ice for quite some time for them.
mhm,
And
yeah,
he was crouched over for like a couple minutes at least
yeah,
before like getting off the ice. So yeah, but under those circumstances, if a player's not really injured, I don't think the league
yeah.
will really do suspensions. But like, was it Connor that said it? He's a repeat, or no, Japan 4. So
Japan 4, yeah,
yeah, so repeat offender, then yeah, potentially there could be some sort of repercussion for it, but we'll see how that goes.
hmm,
We'll probably find out or hear about it tomorrow.
yeah, for sure. But that wasn't the big thing that I really wanted to talk about. It was after that Drew O'Connor goal, which by the way, hey, Drew O'Connor scored a goal. He's actually been I've noticed him playing a lot better the last couple games. So it was great to see him
Are you trying to
get
rub
on the
this in
score
on
sheet.
me? Are you trying to rub this in on me? Like,
A little bit, a little bit. I'll admit when he scored that goal, I was like, "Oh, gee, Gerald's gonna love this." But It was a nice rebound he pounced on, but what I did not like was the cross check to the back to his legs by
You mean
freaking
Fabro?
Yeah, like what the fuck was that?
I didn't think he was that dirty because at some point the Canucks actually looked into getting Fabro, right?
Yeah.
And to see him play like that, it's just no, because it was just a lot of back and forth before. Like if you look at that play, at that goal, before that, Doc was actually Fabro and Doc were kind of pushing back and forth of each other, right? And then just before he got that top cheese goal, actually it might have been corner, I can't remember, but he flipped it in. He knocked down Fabro, got to the loose puck, and shot it in. So that's why Fabro was pissed off and went over and cross checked. I think that's the biggest reason. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Doc, fine. You know, like the last week he's played well. I think it's what 6 points in the last 5 games, something like that. He had a goal assist today. Last week he had a 2-goal outing and then another 2 points the next game. So 2-2-2, 6 points in 5 games. That's pretty good. And being paid, I think what's 3.25. So that's like Dakota Joshua money. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like Doc has been there, even at the games that like I've gone to or we've gone to. Like you see it, and I think he was playing with Sherwood. He gets the puck, he's always there, and he just can't finish. Like before that 2-goal game, he had a lot of chances. I would say maybe a couple chances every game, but he would never capitalize. So that's why I was so pissed off because it's like, how can you not get that in? You were goddamn open. The net was open and you can't even like score. So at least he's finishing off today. Like that goal is pretty nice. The goal tonight was pretty nice, I have to admit. So yeah, maybe he's hearing me complain and whip. If anything, Russell, Doc has been my whipping boy. I've been like Tyler knows because like I was at the game with Tyler and I just like I think at some point when Doc missed a goal, like a chance he got in for a goal, I stood up and yelled some stuff. So but yeah, it's not just PD, it's Doc. Like if you're playing well, I'll give it to you. But if you're playing terrible, I'm also gonna give it to you. That's how I am, right?
Yeah. Speaking of, missed opportunities and PD, him not what was it in the second period where he like was coming in and had a chance to shoot and then he loses the puck. There were so many people in my section that went nuts over that. We're like, I'm not gonna reiterate what it was said, but it was like a lot of
Profanity.
profanity, and myself included. I was like, shoot. And actually, that's when me and the guy next to me were kind of joking about PD, going like, dude, shoot the freaking puck. Like, what is with you? I even was joking towards the end of the game when Columbus pulled their goalie. I was like, okay, now PD's going to actually shoot because there's no goalie in the freaking net. And he actually laughed a little bit on that. And yes, Connor, yes, that was me. That was me saying, I wish I'd gotten it on video. But Sam wasn't recording, unfortunately, but that's okay. I did want to point out something. I mentioned it in Russell's chat earlier. I was walking on the concourse. I think this was prior to the game starting. I was walking past the Canucks store, and actually I was turning to go into the Canucks store because Sam was
You see Lucas?
in there. No, I didn't see Lucas, but I went in, and as I'm about to go into the line, somebody is walking towards me. And we make eye contact. They saw me, and they out of the blue were like, "Hey, look, it's David Schneider." As he walks past me, and I actually like laughed at it. I was like, "Yep, hey." Yeah.
Were you wearing that Blue Jays hat?
I was wearing the Blue Jays hat. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
All right.
And then during the game, they had I think it was it during one of the intermissions. I'm not sure. It may have been like a commercial, or something. But they had on the big screen like comparing like fans to like celebrities. I think one of them was
Did you get on there?
No, I didn't. I didn't. They had Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun, and then they found someone who kind of looks like them on the big screen.
Nice.
But anyway, long story short, they put up Davis Schneider, and I like kind of like went up like this and stood up a little bit. It was like right here, right here. No, they picked somebody in like one of the booths or something like that. So
Did they look like him?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not as much as I do, but I'm a little biased. But
Okay.
but yeah, I was kind of hoping they would put the camera on me, but it's okay. It's okay.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. Apparently Lucas was like at the game. Crap, I didn't even see him. I did look for him when I was in the Canucks store for sure.
Did you see Harry?
I think I saw Harry before the game. I just wasn't sure if it was him, like outside the arena. So I didn't really approach him, and I had Sam with me too. But I could have sworn I saw him. I know he was. I don't think he was in the same section as me, but he was not far from where I was, based off of looking on his Twitter. Actually, it looks like Connor might want to. Connor, is this saying you want to jump on?
Do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get you to jump on if that's what you're saying. Definitely 100%. Let me know in the chat, and I will post the link. I think was it here? People First Yukon, I think, wanted to come on too.
Bobby, so, yeah. Hey, can you highlight the Canucks uncensored message? I think it was 11:51. About 10.
Sorry, just scrolling through. Here we go. This one?
Yeah.
There we go.
I really agree with this. It's odd because before the start of the game, I actually threw out a message to a couple of my Canucks group chats, and I was saying, what? Because I didn't look at the practice yesterday. I didn't look at Canucks Army. They actually had a post about the new lines and how Besser and I think Besser and O'Connor were supposed to play on their off wings, and then to start the game, it ended up being DeBrusk and Besser playing on off wings and on different lines. I guess Foot finally heard us talk about how much we hate having Besser and DeBrusk on the same line, and you know what? It worked out. Besser's goal, Sherwood, great pass over to Besser.
Yeah.
Took that shot. It was a bit of a knuckler, and then went over Elvis there, and and then DeBrusk on that goal, dude. The DeBrusk goal was pretty sick.
That was mint.
Yeah, it's November, so it's DeBrusk month. It's JDB month. He got the steal, threw it down to Ratu. Ratu had to reach a little bit, got it in, tapped it down to Doc. Doc made a nice little nifty pass, and DeBrusk did his patented like drop shot. That was pretty sick. So, really like that.
Looks like it's not just Connor. Might be Russell might be joining us too. This is dope.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna post the link, guys.
It's Saturday night. Night.
It looks like we're gonna have a little bit of an open house of sorts.
Sounds good. Let's do it, because all these people watched more of the game than I did, so it'd be great to have all of you on.
So yeah, I just posted the link. We'll probably bring Connor on first, and maybe can we bring Russell on at the same time, and then we'll get to what was it, Bobby?
Do you want all of them on at the same time? Or should we have one at a time?
I mean, I'm game for anything, honestly. yeah, I'm game for anything.
Because if we have more than one at a time, because right now we're already at
So,
3,
there's
it's going to
Connor.
be.
Evening, boys. How are you?
Was he
Hey,
going,
Connor.
man?
Oh my God, guys! I've fair to say I've a fair few emotions to deal with right now after watching that game.
Please.
I want to say I want to say I've relief, frustration, intrigue. Just so many things to think about after that game. Because to me, as I said earlier in the chat, like I saw the good and bad of the team. Like I said in the chat, I basically saw the stars of the team show both their, I guess you could say, their best and their worst. You know,
Can you
like
do
I said,
one? Can you do a good and a bad for each player?
Well, like I said earlier, and I stick by it. Besser scoring that goal that he did from the drop pass was fantastic. But I mentioned earlier, Gerald, that goal that Voronkov scored for Columbus. Basically, Besser, like he skated into the net. Yeah, he was a statue. He just looked down at Lankinen and did absolutely nothing while Lankinen was frantically looking for where the puck was, and it ended up over the line. And Besser didn't try and poke at it to get it away from him. Like that was a poor defense.
But imagine if Besser actually tried to reach for it and ended up pushing it into the net. Like it's a two-sided kind of thing, right? He could have prevented the goal if his stick was behind Lankinen. But if he tried to retrieve it in front of him, he could have tapped it in also. So it would have been a goal either way, right? Do you agree?
It could have been, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, you certainly bring up a good point, Gerald. That it could have, if he tried poking at it, it went over the line. Then you could say, well, why the hell did he do that? But at the same time, if we're from where Besser was standing, I'm sure he could have gotten a better view of where the puck was than his goalie did. So he could have tried to. So maybe he could have motioned or at least tried to, if he could sense that Lankinen couldn't see where the puck was, because I think it was like right underneath him, and then it ended up over the line. I mean, you bring up a good point, but to me, in my mind, I think Besser should have tried to try to put his stick out to stop it going over the line. So that to me was poor from Brock Besser, and and if you were watching Russell's stream, which I was, yeah, go on.
I think we can both agree at least. No, like I think we can agree at least if there was an effort to get the puck, that would have been better. I think that's what you want. You wanted the effort as opposed to him just standing there and looking, like puck watching kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because defenders are not to stand there and do nothing. Exactly. 100%.
And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go on.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, go ahead. Continue. Your next.
The other one has to be PD again. Like, and as Tyler alluded to already, like, shoot the damn puck, PD. I don't know what on earth that is like stopping him from letting it go, because like when he lets it go, he can shoot really well. I was watching the game on Sportsnet, and Ray Ferraro was saying it plain and clear and obvious. And Ferraro is someone who, in all honesty, I didn't like him at the start because of, I don't know, the way his voice comes across, but he was speaking with the absolute fact. Like, he believes Petey is someone who should have way more confidence and not worry about where the puck goes when he shoots. If it goes wide, it goes wide. If the goalie saves it, the goalie saves it. But if you don't shoot the puck, you're never going to score. And how many times is
Connor froze.
Dispossessed, is either stripped of the puck or makes a poor pass or something like that, because he just has this hesitation about him, and I don't understand it. But it's interesting, and it's amazing too, because he's certainly no hesitation about putting himself in the way of shots that are coming in and blocking shots. I must admit that what you said earlier, Jared, I must admit, gave me a good chuckle. We're paying him $11.6 million a season to stop shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're paying
to pass and block shots.
and we're paying Demko how much?
Really?
8.5. And we paid Lankinen.
I think 8.5
what is it?
3 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if PD wants to be a goalie, we can try that. He can be like the third string.
Well, at least we won't be in a situation where we well, I mean, we actually don't have emergency goalies anymore. But maybe in that situation, PD would
he
make
could
a
be our
damn good
e-bug.
e-bug.
Yeah,
He could be,
100%.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to add something. If Russell is still here, I just want to say I'm not the only one that's shitting on PD because Connor just said exactly what I kind of said. And it's just we're stating the facts. We're stating like what we see as opposed to hating with him. Like I don't hate him. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure I mean we saw some of those videos with his wife when he's at home. Like he's pretty chill and all that. But on the ice, you're a professional and you should be expected to do that kind of thing, right? To score goals if you're getting paid that money.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. You know, you said it right. I'm sure PD is undoubtedly a very down-to-earth guy who, you know, might be a bit quiet, but, you know, lets his playing do the talking for him. I'm sure off the ice he's still down to earth, and you know his wife has a YouTube channel, and it's great to kind of see, you know, kind of more into their personal lives a little bit, albeit, you know, not too intrusively, because you know what they do is their business. But you know, but as professional on the ice, I would like to think that at this stage in his career, PD could at least try.
You froze there, Connor.
Sorry, guys, you kind of chipped in and out there for a bit. So, but is he? But I would have liked to think that at this stage in his career, he could at least have more of a voice. Is he? He's still that silent type on the ice, a bit like how often I tend to think Hughes is a bit quiet on the ice too sometimes. While Hughes is obviously great at going forward, I still wonder, you know, does he strike me as being captain material? And I like to think, PD by extent should at least show some kind of a leadership side to himself, to his how he plays as well. But I'm not seeing enough of that from him. I need more of that.
He's definitely not captain material. I can tell you that. He's no Naslin or Henrik Sedin. He needs to be more mature. He needs to get a bit more mature and be more professional. And at that point, maybe. But Huggy was the right choice because it was between JT, Huggy, PD. PD's name was just thrown in there for the sake of it. He wasn't going to get it, right? But Huggy was definitely the right choice because he proved it on the ice, and then off the ice, he also tried to be that leader within the room. Like he's not very vocal, but like he can be when he needs to be, right? PD, they call him the alien because of those interviews, because of those stares, those death stares, and you know those like he just won't be vocal and he can't be truthful. Like Huggy's just, especially this year more so, it's just like he has a bit of bite to himself this year. Like he's just like, what do you think about it? Like he's not taking any more shit. He's just going for it. So yeah, to answer that, PD for Russell, PD's not a captain material type of player.
All right. Speaking of Russell, I'm gonna bring Yukon on and Russell at the same time, so we're gonna all be on here.
This is like a round table.
Yeah, we'll do like a round table.
Can you guys hear me or not yet?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Wow, this is a first for the line change. This many people on at the same time. This is awesome. Love it. We'll start with Yukon. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you. I am
Welcome,
from
Bobby.
Yukon. I'm a big Canucks fan.
What jersey are you wearing there, peoples?
I have a Quinn Hughes jersey.
Quinn
Nice.
Hughes, captain of the team. Yeah, Bobby's been. How long have you been watching Nothing Is Perfect now? You've been here since pretty much
For
the
a
start, right?
long time.
Was it preseason last year you joined us?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they've been
Hey,
here ever
Bobby.
since.
Is
Yeah.
there a reason you watch Russell's stream? Is it because like the guy has
I'm
a
a big
sick
Canucks fan.
mustache? Or oh, you're a big Canucks fan, but is there any
I
other
just
reason
like
why you watch
meeting. I
Russell?
just like meeting new people.
Okay, that's good. Thanks
Guy
for
thinks
coming
he's
on to
level.
our. Thanks for jumping onto our stream. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I heard Dempto might be playing tomorrow. Like, we don't know yet.
Yeah, I think I heard that too while I was leaving the game, that there's a chance he could potentially play tomorrow. But I'm not going to get my hopes up just yet. But I guess we'll probably find out in the morning for sure.
Bro, seriously, let me throw this out there to all of you. If Demko's not playing, would you play Lankinen? Because it's a back-to-back. He already played a crazy-ass game. You know those saves on Fantilli? Bro, was there. But I don't think he can play 2 games back-to-back. And would you start Patera? That is the question. Against a Colorado team that scored 9 goals against the Edmonton Oilers tonight. Please, what do you guys think? Let's go, Russ.
Yeah. Go with
Well, I mean,
Russell.
Patera has NHL experience, right? So he has done it before. It is possible that that's something he could do.
Yeah.
I mean, but the other thing you got to worry about is now that Demko is in his maintenance day or whatever they're calling it, Lankinen is your number one, which means that if you play him back to back and he gets lit up and injured because he's playing on back to back nights, which is really tough for these guys. And he already faced 32 shots tonight, so you run the potential of also injuring Lankinen and then being forced to put Patera in. So you might as well just put Patera in from the beginning and go from there.
Interesting. I like that take.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Connor?
I 100% agree.
I mean, they've no other choice really. I mean, do they? I mean, what other backup goaltender do they have right now? I think if I recall on Russ's stream when he was chatting with Dustin about about Abbotsford, Tolopilo is injured, I believe, and in that
And
situation,
Tyon.
you probably would if he wasn't. And who was the other one? Medvedev, I think it was.
No,
So
Medvedev just
Medvedev
came
is-
back, didn't it?
No. So Tolopilo got hurt last week, making an insane save. Tyon got hurt last night. And because they'd called up Patera on the emergency backup, they didn't have a backup. So in the third period of the Abbey game, they used a real estate agent from Colorado as the emergency backup. And then today they called up Koskin Vuo and Lemieux from the ECHL affiliate, the Kalamazoo Wings. And so they had Lemieux start tonight because he's a veteran.
Oh my
And they had
god.
Koskin Vuo as the backup. So currently there are 2 injured goalies in Abbotsford, and Patera has been called up because Demko's hurt. So in the Canucks system, we currently have, I think it's 4 injured goalies.
Jeez.
Wow.
Wow. The injury bug doesn't stop.
No.
We seem to have the worst luck of all of the NHL teams right now this season. Oh my goodness.
I remember the last time. Sorry, I remember the last time this happened was during COVID, and pretty much half the team was like off, like had COVID, and they pretty much almost didn't play the game.
And it was amazing if I remember that they still managed to win the game against the much fancied Leafs with half the team missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shows you how
Oh.
terrible the Leafs are.
And sure, fucking sorry for the bad language, but sure, Toronto
Oh,
Toronto went and got beaten by their owners today.
Boston.
Mhm.
Yeah, basically, Toronto are the official property of Boston.
Yep.
You guys should know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We
but,
should
like,
do an open house for Nothing Perfect too, Russell.
We
Yeah,
have
I
done
don't-
one. We'll do more in the future.
That way, we'll probably get to hear more of Russ's concert. What is it? He does this so many times. Russ, has anyone told you you're trying to pass off like you think you're Mr. Krabs?
Mr. Krabs.
Mr.
I've never heard of
Krabs?
Mr. Krabs before. I get Jim Carrey from Ace Ventura a lot,
Ace Ventura,
and especially with the hair right now too, right?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're trying to do right now, Russ.
PARTY because I gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even told you chat tonight, like Besser's gonna score, and I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I should have
Jared,
done
why do you hate
a
Pedersen so much?
goal scorer prediction.
Tell me.
Ross,
I'm
I
asking
just told you.
I know.
I
get it.
I just told you. Like you're just
hey,
trying to.
Hey, picture a world. I want to do an exercise. Picture
Okay.
a world where Pedersen's the one who got hurt and not Hedel. Where are the Canucks right now? Are they?
Oh, they'd be doing.
Or,
No, they'd probably be. They would have went 5-0 on that road trip.
Yeah.
Bro, that road trip after Hedel got hurt, you know, we could have, if Hedel was playing, we could have been 5-0 on that road trip.
But let's
think about
let's
it.
play hypothetical. So Pedersen gets hurt instead of Hedel at that point in the season. Same game, reverse roles.
Dude,
now
that'd
Hedel's
be
your number one
awesome.
center.
That would be awesome because at least PD would be an LTIR. We'd have 11.6 million to use. 11.6. And then Hedel has been doing Hedel things. He scored 2 goals in the opener. I think he had like in the 5 games he had what was it, 3-4 points?
No, he was
Like,
almost a point a game.
Almost a point a game, exactly. So if that's the case and he continues on that trajectory, I'd say we'd be 8-2, man. After
But
10
think
games.
about this. This is the thing I always have to remind people. What is Hedel like when he has the number 1 pair on the other team against him rather than the number 2 pair?
That's true.
Because
Because
remember the Bluger, Connor Garland, Dakota Joshua line was so effective. It was the best third line in the entire NHL. But that's because it was a bad second line. And they're not that they're a bad line, but you get what I mean, that when you're playing against the third defensive pair because you're the third line, you can take advantage. Whereas when Hedel's playing against the top pair, he's not going to be able to do what he does against the second. That's what I'm saying.
I'll give that to you because PD has been playing really. He's been playing a lot of high defensive minutes, and I understand that he like the blocking shots and all of that. Like that's part of his repertoire now, and he needs to face, you know, the other teams, opposing teams like top line. So it's more excruciating than just being offensively. So I understand and get that, but he just needs to shoot the puck. Like what Tyler was saying earlier, just shoot the fucking puck, man.
That's what
like I'm not shitting on Petey because it's just you expect. Okay, so you're paying him 11.6. He's playing these high defensive minutes because Bluger's not around. I understand and appreciate that fully. But when you have those offensive opportunities, those chances, and you don't capitalize, like the other day, dude, Garland, Kane, those passes, what are you doing? Like I wanted to throw something at my like. Anyways, let's just leave it at that. Connor, you were trying to say something, I think.
No, I wasn't. No, I know you were. Honestly, you were spot on with everything you were saying. I mean, to be fair, guys, like one other thing that we have to remember is, you know, Lekkerimäki obviously is right now is injured as well. I certainly think that if he was playing, I certainly think he could have certainly ensured that we'd be winning more games than losing them. I think the last game against Chicago, I think definitely had he been playing, we would have scored more goals, I think. Now, granted, Spencer Knight had an amazing game, but I still think Lekkerimäki certainly would have gotten the puck past him once or twice, I think, in that game, because certainly to me, I seem to think that Lekkerimäki has really grown into the center going forward. I definitely think he'd have scored as good in those games. So I certainly think that hopefully when he's back and he's okay and he's healthy, I certainly hopefully then they'll at least start winning more games then.
Yeah, I thought the same when Connor Garland came back for the game, but they ended up getting spanked. Like that was like for God's sakes. Like I thought Reichel would actually score a goal against a team he played for.
You know how Garland is. He's not I don't think he's a center or anything like that, but he's there to at least try and make something happen.
100%. Hey Russ, what kind of stats are you trying to pull up for us?
This is NHL Edge. This is Pettersson versus Hedel. Got.
I love this.
I mean, difference obviously in games played. I'm very small. Can you guys see that though a little bit? You can see it enough.
Actually, Ty, are you able to pull that up and share that on the screen?
Yeah, I can try and pull that up. Just give me 1 sec. I'll get that.
While you're doing that, I've been meaning to ask you, how cold is it up there right now where you are, Bobby?
It's like we're supposed to get a lot of snow up here.
Oh, geez. Certainly, geographically, you guys have it worse than everyone else, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey Bobby, are you in Whitehorse?
It's like minus. Yeah, I'm from Whitehorse. It's like minus 4 degrees here.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not too bad.
Yeah,
It's
I
not too
suppose
bad.
not. I mean,
I'm just wondering
like
how much Vancouver. I'm just wondering how much players are injured for Vancouver because they were shown a list and it didn't have time to count them.
Well, right now, I think that list is going to be shortened really soon because Bluger, Lekkerimäki have been practicing in non-contact, and Hoglander is getting close apparently, but still no news on Forbert, Hedel. Who else is there? Like Jet Wu, Brisebois. Is there any? Am I missing anyone else? Russ, you should probably know that.
All the goalies. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much all of it. But I mean, like you said, I think Lekkerimäki, Bluger, and Mancini were all in non-contact jerseys at practice today.
So yeah, Mancini as well. Yeah, honestly, I really love Mancini and how he was playing early in the season before he got injured as well. I think definitely once he's back in the fold, then I really think hopefully he'll definitely help shore up the defense a little bit. Because especially how good he was putting pressure on any opposition forwards away from the net at the corner boards, if you could call them that. Most of the time, whenever he was there, he was really exerting more of a physical presence on anyone. So I would like to think that having him back in the fold when he's fit and healthy, hopefully should at least shore up the defense a bit better.
Let me ask you a question. With Mancini, don't you think he still needs to find some sort of consistency? Because if he has a good play on the offensive side, immediately on the defensive side, he kind of it's like a brain fart. Like he has these mishaps. But if he's not going on the fence, because he's one of those puck moving, like he can just gain the blue, go in, he can be an offensive defenseman, but defensively, I don't think he's really there for the NHL. Offensively, he's great. He can drive play. He can gain the zone, all of that. But on the defensive side, do you think he's ready?
Yeah, and I would certainly think actually he's actually done better defensively as well, Jared, to be honest with you. Certainly. Now, I will admit it's hard for me to remember, because it's been we're a fair few games into the season now, so it's hard for me to remember, admittedly, the last, couple of games that he did play before he got injured. But I can't really remember a time where he was playing where I felt defensively he was being outmatched, he was being outmuscled, and he was put off the puck and he was being knocked off the puck too easily. I actually think he's certainly improved in that regard. I just think that, if anything, my biggest concerns are purely with the Chaos Giraffe, Philip Hronek, and who else? And even lately, Marcus Pettersson as well. And how he has been racking up the penalty minutes as well, which is not a good thing as well, I have to say. I actually have more gripes, way more gripes with them than I do with Mancini altogether, quite frankly. And especially because they've played a lot longer in the NHL than he has. You would certainly think that with more experience than he does, that they certainly wouldn't, in my book, be more susceptible to giving the puck away as easily as he does. Now, granted, none of them defensively are perfect. Make no mistake about it, and they have been known to, fly hack at the puck and just knock it away in panic, if anything. However, my brutally honest opinion, I certainly think Mancini deserves more credit than anyone would give him here, Gerald. To be honest with you.
But here's the question: like, if wow, Servant Irving in the house.
Hey guys,
Sorry, I'm
you guys
just
having
gonna
a party without me, hey?
What's the crack?
Sorry, I'm just.
It
It wasn't a
I'm just
party
gonna
until
finish.
you got here, Swervin.
Sorry, I'm just gonna finish that point.
Yeah, go ahead.
With Mancini. So if with Mancini healthy, we're not even talking about Forbert right now. With Mancini healthy, who would you replace in the lineup? So we have the top two with Huggy, Hronek. Obviously you don't like the Giraffe and DPD, and then we have Willander and shit. Who else do we have? I'm having a brain fart right now.
Huggy Hronek and Pedersen with Myers.
Marcus
and then we
Pedersen.
have the two kids.
Yeah.
DPD
So-
and Willander.
So who would you replace? Who would you replace putting Mancini in?
Man, that's tough. I won't lie to you. I won't lie. That is tough.
May I speak?
Yeah. Go on, Corbin.
The logic would say that it would be Willander, but realistically, if Willander hasn't deserved to be out, then you just let Mancini sit on ice for a bit until it calls for it, or maybe Myers. But I don't think you do that to a guy who is so veteran.
Who has an A on his chest? Yeah. So
Because if you do that, then half of your blue line is DP, Willander, Mancini. That's a little suspect to me.
Go Russ.
Go ahead, Russ.
I was putting my
Since
hand
you
up like
so
in class.
eloquently put your hand up. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like the actual plan at the beginning of the year was to actually have Tyler Myers and Forbort flipping in and out of the lineup, and then having Mancini and DP flipping in and out of the lineup. I think the Willander situation has changed that because he has shown that he can be an NHL defenseman already. So then that's where things get complicated. And I think it comes down to contract. So Willander and Mancini are waiver exempt, and so is DP. So they could essentially be rotating them back up and down to the farm as well, because now that they're in Abbotsford, suddenly you can send them down for a week and then bring them back up, and that kind of thing. Chaos.
Hey, with that comment, Russ, do you think the NHL did right by forcing players sent down to play one game? Do you think the NHL did the right thing?
That was the PA. So that was part
Oh,
of the
sorry, the PA.
negotiations. Yeah, so the NHLPA said if you're going to be putting people down, you have to make them play at least one game.
It was specifically to punish us.
Yeah, I mean that's when most of the rules get created.
Yeah.
They're all to punish the Canucks.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Sorry to
like a
jump in late,
Luongo
guys.
recapture.
I was surprised to see you still got alive so late, but
Yeah.
it's always good to jump on with you guys.
Let's see if I can share this real quick.
What
Just
have we been talking about for the last 30 minutes?
Lots of stuff. Let's actually, let me quickly see if I can.
We've been talking about how Russell thinks I hate Petey.
Yeah.
And how I have this vendetta against Petey. But I don't. So, and Connor understands that. We talked about this.
I also wanted to mention as well, guys. You know, the reason why I wanted to come on. Like, I watched the highlights of Colorado in Edmonton. Holy shit, guys! They are scary good.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing for me is that they are a team that don't waste time in just doing what they're supposed to do, and that they don't wait to set things up. They know where each player will be. They know what each player plans to do. They know what the best lines are. You know, they're basically leading the league right now, not just the Western Conference. They're leading the league completely. And tonight showed exactly why. They absolutely trounced the two-time bridesmaids tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Completely trounced them.
We all questioned when they re-signed Brock Nelson, 33-million-year-old Brock Nelson as their 2C. But, you know, we've seen that he's been able to, to serve well enough that, and when you have elite play by two superstars the way they do, makes a big difference, right? You got to be, in hockey, you got to be predictable for your teammates and unpredictable for your opponents.
Yeah.
And that's what they've been able to do. Like, there was a game earlier this year with Colorado and New Jersey. And New Jersey has stars like, Nico Hischier and Jack Hughes. The thing with those guys, if you watch it, their play, it grabs you by the neck and says, hey, these are the superstars. Like, these are the guys who are going to take over the game. You even if you were a new fan of hockey, you would look at it and you would point at it and you would say, those are the guys. Those must be the best players in the team. You don't have to, you wouldn't have to squint and be like, ooh, look at his back check and look at the shot blocks he did. Ooh, he's 4 out of 6 on the faceoff dot. And so I get the frustration with guys like Pettersson, because he is that guy, or we've seen in the past that he is that guy, and we need more from him. We need him to be able to put the cape on and take over games. But the thing is, too, we need the same thing from Hughes, and we have not seen it from him in the last few games that he's played.
Thank you, Irvin. Take that, Russ. Take that.
That's actually something I wanted to ask the group.
And
because
here's the thing: is, sorry, Russ, to cut you off, but even if, let's say, Hughes and Pettersson were playing up to their potential, I've been banging this drum that this team, the way it's been constructed, is very poor. Because if you're the opposing team, all you have to do is plan. Well, let's check Pettersson, let's check Hughes, and then past that, who else has answers to the opposing team?
Sure. Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not to mention,
you've been watching too much of the Harrison Price.
Yeah. Not to mention, if I recall,
I've been on this. Like, I said it as far back as Monday, even though we won, right? Because we
I know
won on Monday.
I would. Okay, there's two.
I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that.
I want to ask Witt something too, because I wanted to ask Witt something too since he's here. But quickly, 2 things for me, and then I'm going to ask Witt something and give it over to him. The thing is you refer to PD as 11.6. We got to start talking about Quinn Hughes as the so-called captain, because right now he's not acting like a captain. He's throwing hissy fits on the ice. When PD did the same things, people shit on PD. And when Quinn Hughes is slapping the puck in the last 30 seconds of the game like a toddler, nobody says anything. And everyone says 11.6, 11.6. I'm saying the wannabe captain, the should have been Miller captain, right? Like, however you want to put it.
Bro, really? You're throwing that? Are you seriously throwing that out right now, Russell? You're saying JT Miller should have been captain
of this team. I thought Pedersen should have been the captain of this team. If you really want to get down to it, but I heard your opinion on that one earlier, and I knew that would make your head explode.
Bro, no. So. Okay, wait. Sorry. I know you have a question for Witt, but Russ, I need you to answer this. Do you honestly think PD has the capacity or the leadership qualities to be a captain compared to Hughes? Please.
Did you ever see Joe Sakic yell at anyone?
Not behind closed doors.
You never heard about it.
You just don't hear about it.
Was he?
Right. There's different ways to be a captain. I think Pedersen would have made a really good captain. And honestly, when the whole conversation was happening, there were people talking about should it be Hughes, should it be PD? Like, that was a conversation that was happening. And people forget about that now because now everyone's like, oh, it should have been Miller. But I think Pedersen would have made a good captain of this team.
Nope.
But I mean, like I said, everyone leads differently, right? And the thing is the captain of the team is diving headfirst in front of pucks with 30 seconds left of the game. And that's what Pedersen did tonight. That's my captain. My captain back checks, and Quinn Hughes is acting like a damn forward. He's in the damn corner, and he is not skating his ass back to cover his position. And I get it, he's got someone back covering for him, but he should be moving quicker. Because I know when I gave up the puck in hockey, I was the first one back in the other zone, and that's what a captain is doing. Quinn Hughes is currently not doing that, and Pedersen is.
Okay, sorry, I gotta clap back on this first, Connor. I'm sorry, I gotta clap back at this.
Go ahead.
So Quinn Hughes is not having a good start to the season, but if you look back at the previous 2 seasons, even though we missed the playoffs last year, who was our MVP? Please tell me that. Right? It was Huggy. Exactly.
Last year?
So just because, last year, like even the year before, like Huggy lit it up. Like you don't even think he has another gear, and then he goes another step. This year, obviously, because our expectations are high, he's still a great defenseman, but because of all the Hughes that we've seen in the last couple of years, we have that, that first impression or that already bias because he is that world elite player, and now he's come back to earth being that regular good defenseman. But with that said, I agree in a sense because watching his interviews, it seems like he's checked out. It seems like he just doesn't give a shit. And it started from that game where he slammed his stick against the net, just like JT Miller did in previous years. Mm-hmm. So in a way, I kind of agree with you, Russell. But at the same time, if we look at the long range, what Huggy has done and what PD has done, Huggy definitely deserves that leadership captain role as opposed to PD, because PD hasn't led in any way in the last 3 years. This year, he's playing a little better than Hughes, and people are still shitting on him because he's the most expensive player on the team. That's why he needs to take that. But if you were to say, oh, you're captain, blocking shots and all that, how about the last game? The last game, like making these back passes, not taking shots when they should be, it rubbed off. Guess what? Connor Garland had a chance at a shot. Didn't take it.
You cannot blame Pedersen for the action of the other players. You cannot.
No,
I was going to say that earlier. Nobody
you're going to say
wants to shoot the puck. There's not a single player on this team that thinks the first thing I should do is shoot the puck other than Drew Dam O'Connor and Tyler Myers. That's why we're fucked right now, because those are the only two guys on the team that are shooting the puck. You cannot blame Connor Garland, or you can't blame Petey for Connor Garland not shooting the puck. I will absolutely not allow
But here's the thing. It's because it's brushing off. We're looking at the leader, PD, the 11.6 person.
No.
He's
No, the
not
whole
he's
team
not
has
shooting
to
the
be
puck. So we shouldn't be shooting the puck too, because if we shoot the puck, we're gonna overshadow him. That's why he's leading by example by not shooting the puck, and everyone's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't shoot the puck because we have 45
saying
shots
that
in the
even
game.
though Quinn
We have
Hughes has this
45
thing on
shots
his
in the
chest-
game.
You're saying that everyone still thinks that Petey's the captain, even though he doesn't have a C on his chest, because they're following him instead of Quinn Hughes.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you in that sense that he's the captain, because people like, God, we wouldn't have lost that game against the Hawks if Connor shot if Connor Garland shot the puck, if DeBrusk shot the puck. Like 45 shots. There's 65 shots.
Hey, I want to show hands. I want to show hands from everybody who's in this call right now. Who put up your hand if you think that it's Petey's fault for everyone not shooting?
Honestly, I'm 50-50. That's hard. That's a hard one.
It's a team game. Petey's
Yeah,
not
they're
on
playing-
the ice for. He's not
They're
on the
playing
ice
as a
for the
team
full 60
because
seconds.
PD's not shooting. So
only
they're playing.
responsible for the minutes.
This is the thing, Gerald, is that I feel like these days, and ever since PD has been back this season, if he does anything good, it's like, yeah, he should do that. He's 11.6 million. And if he doesn't do something you want him to, then it's like, fuck you, you make 11.6. There's literally nothing Pettersson can do to get good by anyone right now,
Yeah.
right? Like, it doesn't matter that he threw himself head first in front of a shot to block it tonight. Nobody gives a crap. To me, that's worth 11.6 million.
And as I mentioned before, even if if Pettersson was playing out of his mind, we would only be as good as basically the Edmonton Oilers are now. We'd be like one of those beater 1990s Volkswagen Golfs with big shiny rims on them. That's what we would be. You know, that's poor team construction. And I'm going to say something.
9-1 yet, Swervin. I'll have you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
We haven't lost a game by 9 goals to 1 yet.
Sure, we
Let's
might
hope not tomorrow.
Yeah.
We play Colorado tomorrow. But I'm going to say something that might be controversial for you Canucks fans, because I know you love this guy. We shouldn't have prioritized Besser if it was going to come at the cost of our center depth.
That's an interesting
But
take,
you,
though.
can-
Yeah,
you have to decide whether or not they lost their PS Suitor, which I'm assuming
Yes.
you're talking about.
Right.
Did they lose him because of Besser or because of Kane? Because I felt like Kane
we-
was brought in as a
It's because of Kane.
replacement,
I
and then
think
because
we
of
Besser
Kane.
signed anyways.
I think we lost out on Dvorak, and then we turned around and we said we got to do something, and then they re-signed Besser.
Oh my
That's-
gosh.
That's how I think.
Even
it
if we
came out.
got Dvorak, we'd be in the shits right now. Like, Dvorak's not really doing anything right now.
Yeah.
Look at Philly. Look at Philly right now. Like, where is Philly right now?
They're actually ahead of us, I'll have you know, Gerald.
Yeah,
they're actually doing better than us right now. They're on 18 points and we're on 16.
Well, I can tell you, Canucks have more shots than Talkett's team. So that's all I have to say.
They
Can I ask
won't
my
care
question?
about that, Gerald. They're ahead of us, and the way they see it, they'll think that, oh great, we got a better coach. That's Vancouver's lost our game.
I'd really love to hear from Witt right now, because I know he's
Yeah.
pop.
Wait,
He's
I
in-
wanted to
he's
talk
in-
to you
Hey,
because when I had you on the stream last time, you were talking about high event hockey and how the Canucks play it. And today, when we were going through the stats before the game, it was like the Canucks' percentage of high danger chances against and high danger chances for is crazy. Like the amount of shots that are having towards them and against them, the percentage of high danger shots on both sides of that is way higher than the normal in the NHL. What the hell is going on?
a lot of it has to do with the injuries and on why the high event hockey is happening to us. But on the other hand, to play the style that Adam Foote is trying to play without the horses, that's also impressive that you can have high end hockey on the other side too. So I think it's quite fascinating, and quite frankly, I'd still take this over Talk It. Honestly, this is way more entertaining to watch. Just saying. I like Talk It goes to Philly, and where is he at for shots on goal? It's like what, like averaging 15 or something. Like I'd rather have us having way more 30 plus shot games than this. So
No, I think their average is actually 25. The last time I checked, it's actually more than what we expected. Because in the preseason, I shit on them because their average shot count was 20 or 21, but they've upped it a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I was one of those that basically decided at the end that I'd had enough of Talkett's tenure, to be honest with you. And I must admit, I didn't really lose sleep when I heard he'd left, if I'll be honest, because I think he got found out in the end. And I think it was simply the fact that he had won the Jack Adams Award for how he did in the playoffs, that people were happy to just keep supporting him, despite the fact that we were so goddamn ugly to watch when he was in charge. So yeah, I mean, look, 100%. I mean, it's great and all for him how he's doing in Philadelphia, but like I said, no loss in my honest opinion. And certainly, in spite of certainly, Foot in charge, at least he has changed things a little bit now. But in saying that, if I recall, if you guys watched Russ's stream and Dustin was on it, holy shit, he let loose on the coaching staff. You know that all too well, don't you, Russ? Dustin
What did he say?
I'm trying to remember. He basically summarized it with a simple phrase: the coaches are idiots. If I recall, he basically has. He then went on to say how Foot has no coaching, has no experience in head coaching. I think he had only like 1.5 years head coaching like a team in like a lower elite level. Has never coached a senior NHL team at a higher level than he is doing right now. So
is Adam Foot in the Hall of Fame as a player?
Oh wait, he would be, I'm sure, because he won a couple of Stanley Cups with Colorado.
He accomplished a lot. You would think that somebody with that much pedigree would know a little bit more about how to run a bench.
Adam Foot is not in the Hall of Fame.
But mind you, he doesn't have much to work with.
Swervin. The thing is, even the greatest players don't necessarily make the best coaches. To me, and look, obviously, I've never done any of those either. I've never done either of those things, but the amount of times I've seen players across professional sports try coaching and fail miserably just goes to show you that there are differences between both sides of the bench.
Yeah, I just want to say Justin is going off on PD in the chat. I don't know if you guys can see, but he is going.
I'm
off.
not even.
Oh, bro.
1 second.
Well, this is hilarious. PD said he wanted smoke and pressure after the JT trade and still couldn't elevate himself now. And he's got prime minutes with Hughes. What do you have to say about that, Russ?
No comment.
Oh no, he's stepping up, right? He's diving head first in front of shots. He's almost playing a point a game hockey right now.
Yeah, great way for him to make 11.6 million a season.
He is a point a game player. He's been saddled with Evander Kane. They keep on putting Besser and DeBrusk on his wings, even though Besser and DeBrusk are literally the same soft player, right? And you expect him to do something with that? He's the one digging the puck out of the corner. When the hell did he even have a chance to shoot? And then he finally gets back to being in a position where he can shoot, and he's forgotten how to do it. God damn it. So and then this thing, I'm not defending him. He needs to shoot the damn puck, but PD has not been put in a position to succeed. I've been a manager. That's been my main job since I was a child, right? Like I was a McDonald's manager. I ran a crew of like a bunch of old ladies. And like I've been managing people. If you don't put people in the proper position to succeed, they're not going to succeed. And PD has been getting the shit under the stick from Foot and his incompetent rookie campaign.
Russell, today on your stream, you had that list of Peter's wingers. Yep. And that tells a lot of the picture of how it's gone for him, because he had one season with Miller on his wing, and Miller as a winger is elite. He's a way above average as a center, but as a winger, he was just the I think tops of the league. And then we had the North Division season, and then they completely went away from the lotto line, if you remember.
Yep.
And then what did he have after? He had plugs like Alex Chason, guys
Oh
like
my god, forgot about that.
Lafferty.
2 years ago he had Lafferty and Stonehands Mikheyev. He had to prop up guys like whoever, right? And
Yo, he had
um
Kuzi too. They played well,
yeah.
Kuzi.
And
Yeah,
did
there
you
have
see
been good ones. Here's the
did you
list
see
right
did you see
here.
the plays that Bedard was doing with Bertuzzi on Wednesday night? That was exactly the plays that Pedersen was doing with Kuzmenko when they were going off for 39 goals each.
So on this list that I have on the screen, I would say, I mean, it's really small, but I would say JT Miller is a winger. I mean,
Tyler,
Neil
can you
Stone
highlight?
is
Can you just put him up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we're looking at this, so I would say if I'm going through this whole list here, Brock Besser, JT Miller,
Who is Janne Pessanen?
exactly.
Who the hell is that?
Exactly. And I
I don't
want to
know.
point out to everyone here too, and I've shown this before. Hell, I'll even just bring it up.
I think it's some of the players in the top half of the list that I'd say hardly anyone's heard of.
Players by 26. Do I have that? Yeah, here it is. And I've showed this before. This is one of my spreadsheets. No, this is the wrong
One of those stats that you want but don't really need. Is that it, Russ?
Exactly. There's a lot of those. Here it is. Okay, here it is. So this is the list of players scoring by the age of 26 in the last 20 years, or essentially since the last lockout, right? So Connor McDavid has the most points out of everyone. We know that. So 2011 to 2025, right? So Pedersen sits on this list at 13th. He's got 419 points. With that shit as his wingers, he is already 419 points before the age of 26, right? And it's like, okay, he's way behind Connor. McDavid. I'm never going to say he's Connor McDavid. But if we sort it by points per game, it changes the picture even more because suddenly Pedersen hops all the way up to 10th. So out of everyone in the NHL currently, Pedersen has more points than anyone else before the age of 26 with this fucking disaster.
Yeah, but that's great to say because before 26 and then after 26, he went on a decline just like Louis Eriksson.
Yeah, but this is the thing: you're not gonna have your best year ever every year, right? That's not how it's gonna go. And Petey's back. I'm saying Petey's back, but if Petey would be fully back if he had someone who he could have, like literally if they just went Petey, Garland, Jake DeBrusk, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and say Adam Foote's the goddamn, best coach in the league, right? That's all I want. Just give him a goddamn digger and a scorer on his sides, and I'm happy. Right? And then he's gonna score 100 points. And until that happens, he's not gonna score 100 points.
But even those two wingers are pretty suspect.
Yeah.
And it's just like who on this team is on the level of a winger as Kucherov or Pasternak or Draisaitl or Rantanen or Jason Robertson. Those guys are the tops of the league. That's the cream of the crop. That's the standard we're supposed to live up to, and that's what this team. I again, I hate talking about the state of the team after a win, but it has to be said that the asset management has been so poor and dating back to the Benning era because the Benning team was what was handed over to this regime. We've let so many of these trade trees die on the vine, even back to the Gillis era.
Well, the Gillis era was different.
But just over the years, just so many assets that have done, let me put it this way, Trevor Linden was an asset that we drafted in 1988, but it lived on through trades. We got back Bertuzzi and McCabe. McCabe we flipped and we we parlayed that into the Sedin deal. Bertuzzi, we flipped and we got Luongo. Luongo, we flipped and we got Markstrom. And then Markstrom walked in free agency because of fucking cheap ass Aquilini. But that was how 30 years from 1988 to 2020. We had that asset in our organization. And if these guys would just, I don't know, like maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just some 40-year-old line cook who lives in West End, Vancouver, you know. But I, for example, have never flown a helicopter. But if I saw a helicopter crash into a mountain, I'd know enough to say, "Hey, that guy really fucked up." And so that's as I'm watching this team, you know, like a lot of what I've been thinking about with team construction is hindsight, and it's really easy for me to say that, like, you know, these guys have made mistakes, but you've seen the pattern of guys that they could have flipped, and they let them just die in the vine. Like, what's one recently?
Like Virtanen?
Yeah. Or no, we had Adam Gaudette. At one point, he was a 45-point third line center. There are a lot of teams around the league that would have wanted that, but we
also
kept him. We said,
Hobie
"Oh,
Baker
we can't."
winner.
Yeah, and but Benning said we can't lose that guy. He's going to be really important for our team. And then in the end, he gave everybody COVID, and then we traded him for Matthew Highmore, and then Matthew Highmore we let walk in free agency. There's been story after story of guys like that of assets that we just let die on the vine. And if you look at like teams like Dallas is a really good example of, they've got draft picks through the years, dating back to Louis Eriksson, who they traded for Tyler Seguin, and then Jamie Benn, who they drafted in 2007, and then go down the list. Like, in their lineup is full of draft picks, and now they have Ranson, who is the guy that they got from drafting Logan Stankoven. That's how you build a team.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you know who the owner of the Dallas Stars are?
Tom Glard.
A guy who is almost the owner of Canucks.
Mm-hmm.
And where is Mr. Gallardi from?
I don't know where he's from exactly. I don't remember off the top of my head.
He's from Vancouver.
Is he from BC? Yeah.
Yeah, he's technically my boss. Just
They messed up.
Is he really?
They messed up. Like, why did they not give it to Gallardi and gave it to Aquilini? If we had Gallardi,
because Aquilini stabbed him in the back.
like,
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous.
There's an entire
So
chapter in the
ridiculous.
book, Never Boring, that's all about that.
Mhm.
Imagine if we had. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had
This is my
Gallardi.
Bible. This is my Bible.
You, I mentioned before about that book. You guys should read it, because it's all about the near misses and the never was, the never that could have been for this team. It'll kind of piss you off if you finish reading it.
That
If
almost
we
looks like
had
the perfect-
Gallardi, we'd probably win a Stanley Cup already.
Gerald, I'll tell you exactly what went down. So Gallardi was buddies with Aquilini. They were all homies. There was another guy, I can't remember the guy's name. There was three of them. We're like, we're going to buy the team together. It's going to be great. And so they had a bunch of meetings, and they looked at a bunch of spreadsheets, and they said, this is going to cost this. This is going to cost this, blah, blah, blah. And they just had a bunch of meetings together because there were a bunch of homies hanging out. And then Aquilini's like, peace out from the meeting, went and bought the team behind their backs. And then they were like, bro, you literally took a bunch of information that we gave you to be able to buy this team. And so they went to court, and the court's like, you have nothing written down because you were a bunch of homies hanging out. And so the court couldn't do anything. And they're like, yep, Aquilini's just bought it so that you can't prove anything. So here you go, filthy business.
Such a shame.
And Aquilini became the owner. That's how he became the owner.
Such a shame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Witton. I feel like you came in here to say something, but we've kind of dominated the conversation. Is there anything you got to say?
I was waiting. This is Canucks. What is this? After Dark Unleashed or whatever. So
Well,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
wild.
here
I
for.
guess this is the first episode. Yeah,
First
I guess.
episode. This is what I'm here for. I just couldn't help. Like I
No,
wanted.
no,
to
wait a
actually
sec, wait a sec, wait a sec. Technically, the first episode was with Wit. It was
Mhm.
Tyler, Wit, and myself. That was the first episode, and it went unhinged pretty much. Sorry,
That
Whitney,
was
please
the
continue.
that was the pilot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna stay on my keyboard, and then all this PD talk took off, and I said, okay, I gotta chime in here. I was like, I
Oh,
can't,
Witt's got my back. Witt's got my back for sure, right? You got my back?
I can't do
No.
this right now.
No,
Man. So, like, I'm the type of guy that I say things as it is, but I also have this, I don't know, like this teacher like mindset where I have to see things from both sides. I have to, and I can always acknowledge all the good that PD does, and I will be right there with all the fans that say he's not living up to it. And I think no matter where we're coming from, I think every single person in here knows that he's not living up to it right now. Like, it doesn't matter if we're saying it nicely or going straight to the point. I don't think right now he's living up to it. Like, let's just say he keeps blocking shots head first, like you said, Russell, and doing all those things. What if he does all that, gets no winger help, and he gets 50 points? He's 5 points better than last year. Is it still worth 11.6? Because I actually just honestly, like, I did the math, and if, like, in today's NHL, if Pedersen had a $7 million contract, he'd still need at least 60 points to justify that. And if he can't even clear 60 just off of that, like, that can't be it for 11.6. Now, I hear what you're saying.
Even at the 105 cap, are you thinking 7 million? He needs 60 points.
Yes, minimum.
Okay.
Back then,
Wait.
for 7 million, you got to have more, because that's what it was way higher before, right? But because the cap now, if you have 7 million, like, think about it. Connor Garland's getting paid 6. So in this new era, PD's being paid more, a million more. Let's just say, like, if we're arguing the sake that, is he even playing like a $7 million player? I think he's even barely on that cusp right now.
He's on pace for 56 points.
56. So he's not even at the 60 that I was telling you for the modern day. So, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if he is, for whatever reason why he's off, maybe it's a confidence issue. Maybe his knee is hurting him. Is still, we don't know, right? Like, we're all guessing here. We don't know. But regardless, if he has to transform his game because maybe some people figured him out, still has to, like, if he's going to get that low of a point total, he has to be, like, elite defensively. I think he's showing it.
Yeah.
More blocks.
Yeah, he
and more of
best
those
be
things.
like blocking 5 shots a game.
Yeah, like, he's doing all of those things, but, like, I think the production still has to go up a bit more for us to be like, okay, yeah, like, he's leading example by doing all the defensive stuff, but, like, he still has to do that. There's still a minimum bar that you'd have to hit if he has to do this. That's what I'm saying.
No, I totally agree with you. Not because I want to rub it in Russ's face, but the thing is, Russ actually made a very good point that because of all the injuries, he's playing a lot of the defensive minutes. Like, he's playing against the top lines and all of that. So you also have to give him the benefit of the doubt that his time is more focused on defending as opposed to getting those offensive minutes. But with that said, like I said to Russ earlier, he has had those opportunities offensively, but has decided to pass instead of shoot. And that is the biggest issue, because if you're paying 11.6, let's say he's paid $8 million. Even at $8 million, doing all the defensive things, you would expect him to shoot and not pass.
Because right now he used to be a shoot first mentality, and now it's a pass first mentality, which, like I said, has rubbed off onto Garland. I know I'm just messing, but I thought I get a laugh out of Russ. But yeah, like you just need to shoot the puck, right? What?
Yeah, like I think it's a bit of a confidence issue. He has to shoot the puck though. Like that's a must. He's got to shoot it more. I think the list that you gave of all those wingers, there's only a few of them on that list that you would say, yeah, that's going to elevate his points. Like the 102 point season is a lot of it in large part because of Miller. Like a lot of it.
JT Miller.
Like, playing on his line, playing on the power play, a lot of that is on him. I think the part where I just get lost a little bit is I could live with the fact that his point totals are down because of the players he has, but I don't think I can live with the fact that he's not as dangerous as he was 2 years ago. Like if he's setting everybody up for backdoors and he's skating through people, and then all of a sudden all the guy needs to do is tap it in or shoot and they're missing, you can't really blame Pettersson for that. But I just think that to go from making Lafferty the player of the month for the Canucks when Lafferty was on that streak to doing what he is now, like how far has he dropped down? Like at the least you got to do is make someone look dangerous if you're not going to put up points. And I just like, for me, he didn't even clear that bar. You guys remember how dangerous Lafferty was in that 1 month? He made him look so good. But ever since then, how many other guys has he made look good? I don't think there's many, but there are players that make him look good. Like Garland has to make him look good, right? He's no longer making one or two players look good. I think other people have to make him look better for him to get more points. Like I think Garland's giving him the jump.
Yeah, because if you look at Petey, and as much as Russ is like, oh yeah, Petey's a point a game person or player. If it wasn't for Garland being thrown on the right wing that game, it wouldn't have jump-started Petey's sort of so-called resurgence or revenge tour. And then after Garland got injured, Petey was actually still playing pretty well. Like he had his shots. At least he had an average of 2 shots a game, as opposed to not having a shot or just 1 shot and not being dangerous at all. So you can see that transition that, like, Russ, I'm doing this for you, okay? That Petey actually has played a lot better than expected. Because after that whole Garland thing, he has that confidence, sort of. But right now, it's dipping again, and he's making those passes. There was only one play that I saw this game was when Kiefer Sherwood dropped the puck, and he just he didn't even think and just slammed it. That is the type of plays that needs to be done. And after he slammed that puck, Elvis made that save. He went and shot that rebound again. You need him to play at that point in order to justify that 11.6. Even if you don't score goals or you don't have the points, you need to make those plays and you need to take those shots. If you're doing that, I wouldn't be shitting on you. Is that fair, Russell? Like, because if you're taking those shots and you're being aggressive, then that at least shows you have that passion, or you have that, like, the want to play for your team and bring your team up. If you don't shoot the puck, you're just a nobody that's doing these behind the back passes, imitating Miller, trying to, like, you know.
Isn't that what Kane's doing right now? He's imitating Miller, doing the flying behind the back passes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well,
I think I'm the only one here who thinks Quinn Hughes, or I think that Petey's back. I think that's what it comes down to.
Well,
and I think
what it comes down to. Sorry, Ross. I was actually just wanted to briefly jump in. If I recall, wasn't he the one who made the backhand pass for Myers to skate onto, and just simply basically go on this amazing run just out of nowhere, basically take the shot, and then when Berziken saved it, then Garland I think scored it straight after it. That was Petey, I think, who made that gorgeous backhand pass. It was like
He's made a play to keep it alive. and then
Yeah.
he fed it to Petey, and then Petey, he put it into space, and Myers skated onto it, and then
Yeah.
Myers. Here's the thing I will say about that play that we're not
And
seeing
Miles just
enough of.
came off the bench too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But something that Myers did on that play that we're not seeing enough of is guys getting into the house, the space in the slot underneath the hash marks between the dots. And you're seeing it even in the power play. There's on the power play, you're just seeing a lot of stuff around the perimeter where it's pass, pause, pass, pause, pass to the point, stick handle, and shoot into some pads. Then that's when plays die. It's the stuff in the middle, in the guts. I think in basketball they would call it going hard in the paint. That's where the games are won, and especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, and
Totally
I was
agree.
just,
Totally agree.
and that's another reason why I was kind of looking to compare that to when I think Colorado had one of their power plays against Edmonton, because they did not pause every time they passed. They were just precise and thorough, and got their passes off so quickly that Edmonton had no time to set up defensively. And I think it led to one of the goals for, I think it was Gavin Drimley or Parker Kelly. I don't know who it was that scored, but that is exactly how you get the power play right. And the problem is, for ours, as you say, Swervin, they're just taking too long. All this passing back and forth without really taking a shot. I think on that 5-minute major against Columbus, I think they only got 3 shots off in 5 minutes on a man advantage. That's terrible production.
The opposing penalty kills aren't even. You can watch them; they're barely even doing anything. They're just like, well, let them pass it around because they're doing nothing.
Barely scratching the surface.
Connor,
And
I
you
wish
have the
you could've-
30th, and you have the 30th team, the second last worst power play in the league, and you have a 5-minute man advantage, and you can't even capitalize on them. That already says everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing? Like you're like PD always holding the puck and trying to find the perfect pass, and then Besser maybe skates around, tries to get in position or whatnot, and it's always this back and forth passing around the perimeter, and you don't even have these high danger chances when you're on a 5-minute power play. Aside from that, tonight there was a 5-on-3. Was it the last game or the game before? What the hell? Like, I thought 5-on-3s, it's pretty much like in the bank, at least 80% chance that you're going to get a goal. And they whiffed on that shit too. So that says a lot in terms of they need to practice and work on the power play, because it's not even about dangerous. They're not even doing like at par power play. Sorry, Irvin. Go ahead.
I wish they'd just simplify. You know, they are not what they once were when the power play had not only Pedersen and Hughes but Horvat and Miller. Those guys were dynamic on the power play. And what I was gonna say to Connor is, I wish you would have been able to see what it was like in 2011 when there was about almost like 7 or 8 guys who could have been on the top unit. And depending on injury, there was all these different. The Sedins were the mainstay with Kessler, but there was guys like Samuelson, Salo, and Ehrhoff, and the way they would whip the puck around and make the penalty kills dizzy. It was like the Harlem Globetrotters.
I have seen.
Only
highlights
Hughes
actually
was
of the-
able to quarterback a
season
power
actually.
play still.
Yeah.
That's what I was about
Because
to
the
say.
main thing is that Sedinery, right? That was the 2011 Sedinery, and how they would, like, they're behind the net and they cycle the puck, and teams have learned from the Sedins because of how effective they were. But teams are going ahead now with all of that, and Canucks can't even learn from the Sedins when they have them on the coaching staff. That's just how like messed up it is. You have these legends that created these cycling Sedinery plays, and the players can't even learn from these legends. What's going on, right?
Ryan
Go
in the
for it,
chat
Whit.
has a really good question. I want to bring this up. This was a really good one. If PD were to get 80 points a season and blocking shots being sound defensive, would you all be okay with that? I think that's a pretty good question.
I think that this is part of what I wanted to chime in to. I think going into the season, I said Pettersson, I'm predicting 70 points, 70 to 90, but I said 70 because going into the season, I wanted to see 4 things. I think one of them was I wanted to see him shoot more. I wanted to see him dangle. I wanted to see him move around, and I wanted to see the Corsi look good. That's what I wanted to see. So when I went on your show, Russell, and I was the one who brought up, I was like, I can entertain the idea that he's back. But that was the first and only time in these last, 2 years that I said he'd be back because the Corsi was there, right? He actually started to dangle through people, right? Then he swapped positions on a power play and unleashed that clapper. So I was like, okay, 3 of the 4 things are there, and he had the 3-point game. That's why I was willing to entertain it. The only thing missing was the killer instinct of a shot. I don't care what people say. The killer instinct of a shot is, I don't care what situation this is. If I know this is a opportunity to score, I'm going to rip this puck with no hesitation. It's on my stick. Like Brock said, grip it and rip it. It's on a stick, off his stick. But I think that part is not there yet for me. So I cannot say he's back. Like 3 of the 4 things are there for me, right? But because I see everything that he has, those elite matchups, and he has to do everything right now because their center depth is horrible. That's the reason why I said I'm okay if he does all the elite things and he hits 70 points as a floor. That's why I'm saying that. But even me saying that, I'm still being shat on, by the way. People are personally messaging Canucks Uncensored. What the hell?
Wait,
70 points my ass. It's got to be 90 plus. I'm like, dude, can I not say anything positive? Like, this is me being positive. Bergeron.
I think it's just Stevie.
No,
shitting
it's
on
not.
you.
It's not. Stevie actually approved. If he was playing like Bergeron 70 points, he's fine. He'll tell you in the chat. We had a long talk about this.
So Witten, if it was 70 points and he was a Selke nominee,
yes,
do you think that would be a successful season for Pettersson?
It would be successful until we get the center help. If you don't have someone that replaces JT Miller and then be deadly on the power play, because every team always has that. They'll have 2 centers on the power play, and then they always rack up points. So until you have that guy, PD's not going to pass that 70 right now. I'm just saying. I'm being realistic. He's not going to look at the center depths right now. No,
you guys on your Instagram threw up a graphic comparing Pettersson's seasons to Bergeron's.
Yes.
The trouble with that is it was seasons 19 through 23. The 2019 Bruins made the final. The 2023 Bruins set the record for wins, right? That was a team behind Bergeron with great goaltending, great defense, center depth, great wingers. Like that's why I've been beating this drum about, like, I don't know where this team's going to go given the construction that we have now.
Well, I mean, I made the graphic to prove the point that those are the top of the elite numbers. And if he's not even half of that, then what is this player? Mm-hmm. What is this PD if he's not going to be doing the 190 plus points, but he's not going to be even close to Bergeron? Like, I'm not even asking to, like, he's not even half of that right now. If he was way closer to that, I'm going to be like, yeah, right. I'm just simply putting the numbers there. I think.
What about, so Whit, what about the fact that he has more block shots than any other forward in the entire NHL? And he's also taken more faceoffs than Sidney Crosby.
Whoa, hold on. Yes. Those are
What's his faceoff percentage at right now? Have you looked at it?
It's not.
What is his percentage?
It's not high.
It's at like 40.
Yeah. No. Okay. So here's my thing about.
Right, but he's still taking. He's taken over 300 faceoffs
in the league.
He's taking every fucking faceoff for this team.
And he's
top 10 right now in number of faceoffs taken right now. Within top 10.
Okay.
No, he is number 2 in the entire league. It's
okay.
Joel Eriksson Ek and Pettersson. Well, Eriksson Ek is at 348. Pettersson's at 331. Crosby's at 330. He is taking the same amount of space off as Sidney fucking Crosby.
No,
and he has the most block shots. Guess how many block shots Sidney Crosby has? Not the most in the entire league for a forward.
Wait. Russ. Okay, looking at that list, do you have that list on right now? Do you have that in front of you?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, where is Bo Horvat and where's JT Miller? Because I looked at this the other day.
JT
And
Miller's
look at, they've also had, they're within top 10 on face-offs taken, but look
They're
at their
back to back.
percentage compared to Petey.
This doesn't have
Bo Horvat and JT Miller have a much higher face-off win percentage, but it's not like they.
List. JT Miller is third, so Bo Horvat is a 59.8, and JT Miller is a 59.5.
There we go.
Sidney Crosby's at 51%.
How the hell did we trade both of those guys?
Pettersson is at 46.5.
Easy.
Bo Horvat got traded because our management are fucking morons, and JT Miller got traded because he got himself into HR trouble, is what I'm now going to refer to it as.
I think apparently I was told that
Did the
Miller
Canucks want to trade JT Miller? Hell
Yes,
no.
I was actually
Were they
told.
forced to? Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was about to mention. I think I remember I was told that apparently when he was in the changing room, locker room with Tocchet. Apparently Tocchet was showing him analysis on an iPad or a tablet or whatever it was, and apparently Miller grabbed it and threw it across the room. Apparently,
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that.
There's a number of rumors
Yeah.
about what happened.
like that
and
was
I don't
another
think we'll ever
example
know
of Miller
until-
basically digging a grave for himself as far as
Yeah.
his career in Vancouver was concerned.
We'll never truly know what happened until like somebody retires and they talk about it on a podcast or something.
Oh yeah,
You guys know,
I'm
like,
pretty
the
confident
iceberg
Miller is
theory?
going to. I'm pretty confident Miller is going to be the one talking all about it. I'd say he's not afraid to mince his words.
But iceberg theory, remember the scene with Delia slamming his stick on the back of the net, yelling at this young
Yep.
goalie?
Oh, I
He's doing
hated
that in public. What is he doing in private? And
There's
that's
also
why
the
JT
comments
Miller,
from Brad Richardson. Remember this shit Brad Richardson said
Yeah.
about
yeah.
that he was briefly traded to the Canucks before he retired, and he noticed how hard Miller was being on Pettersson, and he said, "You got to ease up on this guy with what you're doing." Now that being said, Richardson was making a point that Miller was right to be hard on.
Totally agree.
So,
Hmm?
thanks for gone. The thing is that I am totally fine with JT Miller's emotional side because as a hockey player, I don't know if you guys can tell, I was crazy and I was, I would flip out on people sometimes, right? I broke my stick over a guy's leg once. I got in 2 fights. I fought a goalie once, right? Like that's the kind of hockey I played. But that was always against somebody else. It wasn't against somebody on my own damn team. And there's a way you treat your own teammates and there's a way you treat your enemies. And JT Miller was treating Petey like a damn enemy. And that's why he got himself into HR trouble. And I think Rick Tocchet probably encouraged JT Miller to go after him as well, which probably made the situation worse.
No, but the problem is that as emotional JT Miller is, he was right on busting on Petey. Like he didn't come into the season ready. If you were injured,
I don't agree with that though.
No, but if you were injured,
I don't think he was
might
right
as well
to bust on Petey the way he did.
Because if you're injured, you might as well just be like. Because I said this on the stream the other day is if you're injured, might as well just come clean. Just be like, yeah, I'm not playing. I'm just gonna sit it out. Like how Demko's sitting out today.
At the end of the season, he did say, "I'm hurt. My knee's hurt."
Yeah, but that's too late. Why didn't he sit out though? But why didn't he sit out?
If you drive a Jeep through the jungle and you get all smashed up, that Jeep's going to keep on driving. If you drive a Ferrari into a curb once, you have to take it to the shop and get $30,000 worth of. So JT Miller's the fucking Jeep, and he is the one that you want, right? I'm not. Yeah. I'm still to the point. I'm not saying I wish JT Miller was still a member of this team. We would be a Stanley Cup contender if we had JT Millers on this team. But JT Miller assumed that Petey was in the same situation that he is. JT Miller can smash and bang into a goal. Petey is a Ferrari. He is not the kind of player who can have his knee fucked up and still perform at the level that he is. All you have to do is look at the numbers. And when he was dealing with the injury to his knee, his speed burst went, and thus he was not as effective as a Ferrari. If you have a Ferrari that only goes 10 miles an hour, you've got a badass a bad Ferrari, right? So I get it. This is what I have to ask for everyone. Just take the year and a half where Petey vanished because his knee was fucked up and take that out of the equation. Because outside of that year and a half, he has been one of the best players in the history of this franchise.
Well, that's why I'm telling you, Russ, I understand all that stuff. And that's why I've said he's doing all the stuff defensively that needs to do. Now he needs to raise that bar to get to 70 points. I've seen the blocks. I've seen the high faceoffs. I see all of that. I just think that, I mean, I've talked about it, but I don't think I can get anywhere at length without people coming after me. So like I can only get so far, but before it goes all nuts, right? But yeah, like I said, I hear you. I know what Petey's doing. I know how he's deployed. That's why I said like I'm dropping his ask from 90 to 70 until you can get more better wingers, or then you can up the value. But I think some people will even still disagree with me and say, no, what are you talking about? I expect 90 plus for that contract, right? Like there's a lot of people that will also say that, but I'm willing to say, hey, 70 and keep doing what you're doing with the defensive stuff. It looks great. Like, would you want to see a higher face-off percentage? 100%. But you don't block shots without heart. Like that's right. Like that's right. And taking a lot of like face-offs, like that also takes its toll, right? He also had that one crazy game where he won like 20 faceoffs or something, and then that was like a record. It was same level as Crosby for that night or for that season. I remember last year. So it's not like I don't see it. I just we just got to see that point total go up a bit more, and to get that point total up, he needs to shoot more.
See, I don't understand why people are trolling on you, Whit, because like you're actually being positive and you're taking it from a different perspective, and you just have I don't want to say terrible, but you just have some fans that are trolls that can't accept the facts that you're trying to be optimistic as
I'm trying
best you can.
Dude, there are people that are just straight shooters. My partner from Uncensored, Jordan, is a straight shooter. He doesn't talk about all this stuff. He just goes straight to the point. I actually take my time and say, hey, here's the other side, and here's what I actually want. Blah, 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 blah. I tell it as it is, and then I try to see things from everyone's perspective, and I get shot on for both. Jordan just gets shot on for one thing. Right?
It's just because it's Jordan.
And the facts and the negative, right? Like he gets shot on for that, but I get shot on both because I provide both perspectives.
Gerald, I would point out that in the last 5 games, Pettersson is at a 51% in the face-off dot.
That's amazing.
Draws.
Yeah, he's gone.
Right?
I give him props. I give him props for that.
And I think I over exaggerate. Like, of course I do. I'm not saying Petey's back because Petey doesn't have the parts that he needs, right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I think, and I've noticed this, especially in the last week or two, with like, and I made the joke earlier about Sakaris and Price, but like, I feel like we've all gotten so sick and tired of talking about the fact that like half the team's injured. And so we have to find something else to talk about. And so we revert back to the easy thing, which is where the fuck is Petey and why isn't he a 100-point player again? I can tell you why, because he doesn't have JT Miller and Brock Besser as a winger. That's why Petey's not a 100-point player again, right? Brock Besser's not a 40-goal scorer because he doesn't have Miller as a winger, right? So, but what I'm telling you is that Petey is as back as he's going to get until they can provide him with the tools that he needs to complete his task. Because, I mean, we talk about how Petey's not shooting, but I think it's a team thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe they've changed up their mind and they want to do some more talking stuff. But they are not shooting as much as they were before. Because before that, they were definitely shooting more. But I think they're maybe scripting the sticks a little bit too much. They are on 1-1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and win and 1 loss and 1 loss. So
back and forth.
The thing is this Petey's playing, he's getting more defensive zone starts. He's killing penalties, he's playing power play minutes, right? Like he's literally taking for this team, he's taking like 40% of the team's face-offs too, right? Like,
Hey,
he is- yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay, sorry, 2 points. I actually want to hear from all of you. What do you guys think about Reichel being on the wing with Petey? And secondly, Russ, did you see the uncensored video of that game that Jordan and I went to and we did your pregame, and then Jordan interviewed the Chief?
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that, and he thinks that you can be friends with him because he loves Petey so much. He thinks Petey's better than McDavid, and he thinks that Petey was the primary assist to Besser's 40 goals. But Witt actually proved that, and he went and grabbed the stats and all of that. JT Miller, I think 26 to 28 primary assists, or at least assisted on Besser's goals. What are your thoughts on that, Russ?
Well, the thing is that
guy.
The reason that JT Miller can be like, and when it comes down to assists, right? Like, even PD has more primary assists. That's in large part as a result of focus being on JT Miller as well. JT Miller skates in deep with speed, dishes back to PD. PD dishes for Besser, right? Like, and that's why. What did you say? It was 26 for Miller,
It was 26, 28 for JT Miller on Besser goals.
18 primary assists and then another 6 to 8 for secondary assists. So if you add them together, he's about
for Miller.
Yeah, so Miller was in on 26 of Besser's 40 goals.
And what was PD?
I did not.
We
look
couldn't
up
find
the
that,
PD
right?
ones.
I don't think you found that, Witt.
He didn't play very much with Besser in 2020.
He didn't. A lot of his points would have been on the power play if he were to assist on Besser's goals, right?
Yeah.
I think Talkett gave the lotto line 1 week.
Yeah.
In the Eastern trip that year, and then he's like, "No, I don't like this."
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the prime lotto line years that Miller was taking a lot of those faceoffs for Pettersson?
Jeez, the lotto line. I haven't heard that in ages now.
Pettersson was the main center, yes, but in a lot of like the D zone draws, Miller was the guy who was taking the dot. Do you remember
And
that?
if you win the face-off, you have an extra.
They would
right?
switch.
So Miller also helped with that.
You know who used to be?
You're depressing me bringing that up.
No, but do you know who one of the worst face-off guys
to the
on
truth,
Canucks
man.
used to be?
I know, but Jesus, man, because seeing that line and how so good they were, 23-24. I'm actually I'm so depressed knowing that they're not on the same line together anymore.
But we had another good center at that time. You know.
Hey, Russ, who was the worst?
One of the worst Canucks face-off guys before was Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat, when he came in this league, he was ass in the face-off circle.
Yeah, but when he worked with Malhotra, he improved it, and now look, he's been consistently. Yeah, he's consistently over 50, almost 60% year by year.
Right,
and
that's the thing is, young players have a harder time in this league taking face-offs. He's still, what is he, 28 now?
And when we had Malhotra behind the bench, we didn't even need Horvat to take a lot of those D-zone draws. We had Beagle.
Yeah, that's true.
As much as he was so maligned as an overpaid
he doesn't have a Beagle because Blucher's hurt.
He did a lot of that legwork. I going back to the face-off thing, I really wonder what it would be like if Pettersson was being fed offensive zone draws just nonstop, the way that Henrik Sedin was when we had Malhotra on the third line.
Okay, so back to your point about Reichel, right?
Yeah,
on the wing.
Let's go with Russell first, and then we'll go in that order. We'll go Russell, Witton, John, Irvin, and then Connor. So Russell, go ahead.
I feel like I don't want Reichel to be on the same line as PD because I feel like Reichel is very similar to young PD. It would be almost like happy.
To who?
Young PD, like EP40 when he was younger. Yeah, like Pettersson when he first entered the league wasn't playing as heavy as a game as he is now. Like he was good at a lot of things, but it was more dangle and stuff like that. but I feel
Also
like
shelter.
they're too similar. I'd love to see Reichel in like a. I almost actually after tonight's game, I almost think that they need to look at flipping Reichel and Ratu. To put Ratu up as the 2-line C because he's starting to produce a little bit. He's good on the faceoffs, and then put Reichel on the 3rd line with Sherwood, and I think that would probably be a better combination.
Wit?
I think we have to keep him as a center for now. But I would also actually agree with what Russell just said. Move him to the 3rd line and center his line. I think it's better that way. I also wouldn't put him with Petey on the top line. I wouldn't. I like Garland there with him. It's okay.
But on the left side.
Yeah.
Because Reichel's left, right? So you'd have Reichel and Garland winging Petey.
I think you can try it, but I still think that Reichel is good to be like that puck possession guy on another line. So you kind of have like one of those on each line.
So when we have Bluger back,
yeah,
how would you adjust the lines, and would you put Reichel on wing, or you would keep him on center? Because you'd have Ratu, Bluger, and Petey. So there's an extra center. Where and who would you move to the wing?
I think Bluger has to be the 3rd line center. And then I think you'd have to have, I think you could do Reichel on the wing and you'd have Ratu at center, probably as your 2C.
Because the issue is when Bluger comes back, I think Sasson will probably, be pulled out of the lineup, and so those would be you'd still have that extra center, but you think Reichel with Ratu?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can try it, but let's just think about the lines. I think you'd like Garland, Pedersen, and Reichel was your suggestion, right?
Yeah.
And if it's not Reichel, then who would you put there is the question, right? It would be like DeBrusque or Besser, right? One of those two, right? Probably, right? Or Kane, and just leave it the same.
No, I think with Tyler busting on my ass and how Doc has been playing, maybe you put Doc there.
Oh man, that like I'm a fan of riding the hot hand and having speed on every line. Like Doc's on fire right now. Like you ride him as much as you can until he cools down, right? Like I see it this way: if you are on fire, you might be like a Jeff Cowan or something. Eventually, it slows down, and then you don't got anything left, right? And then you're just gonna be there, right? But the difference between him and Cowan is that I think O'Connor's gonna stay in the league, not get booted out like Cowan did, right? Or you could have a high ceiling like Burrows, where you were on the 4th line and then you were hot and you got put with the Sedins and then it just never split up. I mean, that's the absolute ceiling. I don't think he's going to be that. He might even be just somewhere in the middle. But I'm just saying, like, when you ride the hot hand, you never know how they're going to go. But you do know that when you ride the hot hand, they'll be on a good streak for a while. How long it lasts, that's something you cannot control, right? But always ride the hot hand.
I think it's gonna stay hot if they keep DeBrusque with O'Connor and who was centering that?
It was Reichel.
What? Reichel, yeah. I think that line should be pretty good. Wit, we were talking before the game, and you're like, yeah, Reichel could probably do some damage with JDB and O'Connor.
Yeah,
and it showed up.
I was so mad that he didn't get that goal in the last minute of the first. I'm like, there was the Reichel point. What the heck? And then thank God he got the point in the 3rd. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, okay, any day now, Reichel's going to get his first point. I messed up last game. I'm going to mess up 2 games in a row, and I'm going to start calling it. Like, thank God he got that one down. So now he's got his official point. First point is a Canuck. Hopefully, first of many more to come. Because when all our healthy players come back, I don't want him to just, be a healthy scratch. I want him to stay in the lineup. So he has to prove this right? When injured players come back, he needs to prove that he's an everyday NHL player, right? Like Hoglander's coming back, Bluger comes back, Lekkermaki's gonna fight, right, to be in the lineup. So there's not gonna be that many spots left, right? So he's gonna have to fight to stay in the lineup, right? I don't want him to just be a fourth rounder patch, and then once everyone comes back, then he's just an afterthought. I don't want to see that.
Fair point.
Is Reichel waiver exempt? Does anyone know?
No.
He's not. He's played too many games.
Yeah.
Okay. Irvin, what's your take on the whole Reichel thing?
A couple things. I think that I think I've mentioned this before, but I think in an ideal situation, Reichel would be a guy that we would have in the AHL to develop, because he's got a lot of the raw tools, but not as much as the mature game. As far as what he does bring in terms of speed, when we traded for him, I wanted to put him with a guy that I thought was doing really good at the time, who was Max Sasson. And you put him with Sasson and maybe some other burner like Drew O'Connor, because we haven't seen a pure speed line in a long time on this team. Do you guys, some of you guys might remember Grabner, Kessler, and Raymond. That was tantalizing.
Water bug line.
It was very short-lived.
Oh, that's the line I thought of when you said the all-speed line. I'm like, that's the line he's referring to.
It was
that's
too
my
short.
favorite speed line. Yeah.
It was so short.
Yes. Speaking of Mason Raymond, he was at the game tonight. They showed him.
Oh, you saw him
on the big screen. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
They showed him on the big screen.
Yeah.
He was in the house. So, just wanted to point that out since Urban mentioned Mason Raymond's name.
Irvin. Wit and I actually talked about.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Wit and I actually talked about if Hedel was healthy, would you put Reichel with Hedel, and that would be the speed line, and you throw someone else on the wing? Because Reichel and Hedel, I think, could do some damage. Just the two of them.
Probably, but I mean, if Hedel doesn't go down, we don't even trade for Reichel.
That's
at
true.
that time, right? It's a lot of ifs, you know. If my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle, right?
After all these questions, if Tyler, can you get that edge visualizer or edge, like that comparison of PD and Hedel? Because Russell talked about that earlier. He tried to pull it up, and we didn't actually get to that because that would be interesting. But Irvin, you good?
I think I should probably turn in for the night, but I love chatting with you guys. So it was good to see you guys still live on after my game, so I could jump on.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Wait, before you go, Torvin, before you go, did you win? Did you win?
No.
All right.
Did you score?
Just like I was saying about team construction, if you don't have the answers for their top guys, you're not going to, you know, what can you do?
Did you score though? What were your stat lines today?
I think it was a +1 altogether on the night. I did have a couple shots on goal, which is pretty
more than
rare for me. I'm not a very good player.
Say that.
But yeah, it was a good night.
Awesome.
Again, like what Gerald said, at least you're shooting more than PD is.
Yeah. Pay me 11.6. All right. Peace out, guys. Thanks a lot.
Have a good night, Swerve.
Certainly less a life from us, Ben.
All right, I'm gonna try to pull that edge data.
Connor, your view on Reichel?
I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but you know, I think Swervin's kind of right that I think Reichel probably needs to move down to the AHL for the moment to develop further and maybe to at least add something new and refreshing to Abbotsford themselves, because they're struggling badly this season in the AHL. I mean, the problem, you know, I myself have been trying to work out which line I think would best suit him, but you know, because I'm not quite sure whether, as you say, you know, one of you said he was a puck possession based guy, one said he was a guy made for speed along the wing. it's hard for me to work out exactly which line he truly belongs to, and that's probably why, because I can't think of a suitable line for him. Admittedly, I think he probably just needs. I think he just needs to move down and then maybe develop, and then maybe if there's an opportunity for him, bring him back up to, the team, maybe before the end of the season or maybe next season. He's still very young in his career, so I think, and especially considering I'm pretty sure he was brought in as backup cover because the likes of Hedl and Lecker-Mackey had gotten injured. I mean, had they not gotten injured, would we have even got him in the first place? I wouldn't think so. So
I think they were still looking at him. They were still looking at him before the injuries.
Yes, his name was in the rumor mill.
It was in
still in the
rumors, yeah.
preseason there, right? His name was out there.
Oh, okay, I see. But if you were to ask me just straight out if they kept him, what line he would go on, I'd say he's better. I'd say he's probably better on the third line. That I can't remember who was said that maybe. Well, actually, if I recall, you mostly pretty much said him and Petey on the same line just doesn't work, and I probably would agree. So I definitely think he'll probably need to be moved down to the third line. I'd say, but who to pair him up with? That's a hard one to answer, if I'll be honest.
I think he's just too fast for most of the team. I don't even know who would.
I thought. What didn't someone say? Putting him on the same line as Kane, I think it was. Kane is way too slow and he's way too fast. That's not going to work.
Hoglander and Bluger, according to the chat.
Yeah, I see. I can see how that might work. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't see that as a bad line combination. Actually,
it has got a lot of hustle and pretty annoying to play against.
It does, yeah. especially against Hoglander, I'd say, who just like to, put in the odd sneaky hit every now and then behind the net.
Sweet.
Oh.
Mm.
I think Gerald
Gerald,
hit the wrong button.
You just said and he disappeared.
That's
Yeah.
That's
Hey, Tyler, show us.
That's hilarious.
Oh, he's coming back. Here he is.
Oh, yeah.
So since we have the edge up, Russell, you want to break this down?
Yeah.
What you were trying to say?
Well, you look at it, 6 games played, he had 3 goals, which is fine. But I believe
He had 2 goals in the first game, and then just one more goal after that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing with Hedl is that when he was playing and he was healthy, he was high risk, high reward. So he is actually, I believe he's even. But even if you scroll down, even shot speed, look at his shot speed, right? His highest shot of the season was only 78 miles an hour compared to PD at 91. And his average speed is 11 miles an hour slower than Pettersson, right? So when it comes to quality of shots, you're going to get better quality shots from PD if he ever shoots the damn puck. And then speed-wise, I mean, Hedl's a little faster, but it's not as much of a gap as I expected it to be on average. But I guess this is the biggest burst that he had, right? So you did see, but if you look at PD versus Hedl, PD has more 20 to 22 bursts, and that's probably the result of playing more games. But scroll down even more there, Tyler. Go all the way down to the next one, which I think is the zone map. So here is shooting percentages, right? Right, Hedl had all of his shots. Literally, all of his shots were right up top in the middle there, right? That's where he scored all of his goals. We're 2 feet away from the front of the net, right? Pettersson has his couple goals there too, right? But Hedl was creating high danger chances. But the thing with Hedl is that you're not going to have him take your defensive zone draw. You're not going to have him on the penalty kill, right? So the point I was making was, let's say
I see where you're going.
Where Pettersson gets hurt and Hedl is healthy. Where are we at, right? Where in the standings are the Vancouver Canucks if they have Hedl instead of Pettersson right now?
I actually get your point now because if PD was hurt,
who would step up for the defensive faceoffs and who would be taking the opposition's top line.
Hedo's
So
kind of
I get,
all-situations guy.
yeah. So I get where you're coming from, Russell, and I actually do agree.
No, and then I will still say, like, look at this percentage wise. Even in the games he was playing, Hedel got 2% more of his offensive zone time, right? If you scroll down and can you show the defensive side? Yeah. So PD has started 41% of his faceoffs have happened in the defensive zone, or he spent 41% of his time in the defensive zone. Hedel is well below that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially what I'm trying to say, is that our life would be much worse if Hedel was the one who's healthy and PD was the one who was hurt.
No, but look at it from a different standpoint. With his stats, 3 goals, 6 games, that's like half a point a game. Do you think if Hedel was scoring more, getting those zone entries, getting goals with the offense that they have from Hedel, could that cover up whatever PD is doing defensively?
The offense that Hedel is creating.
Like if
think
there was offense that Hedel creates to sort of overshadow or cover for PD's defensive starts and all of that.
Well, I would say
Do you think-
that Hedel would be able to create offense as a result of having PD there, right? So it would be like the main focus for the top D line would be on Pettersson, which gives Hedel the second pair, right?
True.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not facing the same quality of team and talent that Pettersson is facing.
Yeah.
It's all a trickle-down effect, right? It's the same thing with JT Miller on this team. It's another threat that people have to focus on. And if you can do JT Miller, Besser, and like a bag of pucks, because that's essentially what you could do, right? Because those two were a dynamic duo. Then suddenly Pettersson isn't getting the same flack that he is right now. And it's the same thing. And I've been giving Quinn Hughes a lot of shit tonight too. But at the end of the day, and even Foot, who I'm not a big fan of, said it today, like, people are playing Quinn Hughes differently now. He's had his coming out party, and now people are like, oh, we need to take this motherfucker seriously, right?
They're
And so
playing
now
more
he's
in his face kind of thing right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Throws the puck down, then the other players have a higher chance of getting some offense, right? So if you change your game a little bit, so I think it's kind of a transition period for Huggy. Not that he's like terrible, but it's just he needs to adapt to what he's getting now, as opposed to before he got those easy chances. But at the same time, I think there was only one time during this game that Huggy went inside, took a shot, which led to the O'Connor goal. That was the only time I kind of saw that. But last year, you would see him go in. I remember one goal. He went in, circled the net, took a top cheese shot, and got it in. And he did that a few times last year. He hasn't been doing that though this year.
If I recall, actually, sorry, Joel. The thing is, I'm pretty sure if I recall, he did something like that against St. Louis, but he ended up when he took the shot, it was blocked, and he ended
up. It led to a goal,
and it led to a goal. So that I think unfortunately is a big weakness in what he's trying to do, because if he wants to continue skating around the net and create an odd man rush, that is a poor lapse in judgment on his part. Maybe that's probably one thing he's been told maybe to stop doing. Maybe we haven't seen enough of that this season. This whole thing about skating around the net and then taking the shot from around the net. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what he's been told to do.
That's a good look from that. That's actually quite true. Like that could be what's happening.
Because I think maybe because of the fact that how the team set up in front, how the team is setting up in front of the net, because they're not quick enough, because they're not getting the passes across quick enough. It's affected Hughes's ability. It's affected Hughes's ability that we know he can be so good at when the team is on top of it, that he gets off more precise shots that really trouble the goaltending, that trouble the opposition goaltender at minimum, and not to mention a good number of times when he's got those long range shots off, when the team is like really fast and efficient at what they're doing, there are goals, 100%. So him having to like slow down and change things, adapting to a team that is not quick enough right now, I think is probably another reason why he's not been as doing as well as he was last season or the season before, when he was named captain. Because make no mistake about it, like I loved how he did the last couple of seasons. This season, something is different about him.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sure.
undoubtedly it's undoubtedly got to do with the contract situation, because I do believe he'll be a free agent at the end of the season. And the question is he going to want to stay here?
Not
Or
end of
going-
this season, end of next season. He has a year
Yeah.
and a half. Like
I think that's I think that's twice now, Gerald. You've told me that, and you must be sick of it at this stage.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wit, did you?
Hmm?
Yeah, it's fine. No,
What were you
sorry,
gonna say?
Connor. You were saying?
Um,
Sorry, Connor.
no,
You were saying?
and I think that's probably why, as you said earlier, maybe he's checked out, maybe he's kind of resigned that maybe this team is just never going to stop going through this retooling process, and maybe he's kind of decided at this stage that I'm just going to run down the rest of my contract and leave as a free agent, maybe. So that's probably why he's been acting differently, why he's been playing differently this season. Maybe it's just simply that uncertainty, but that's it. But I still think, in spite of that, that shouldn't really like stop him from showing off more of what he can do that he had done these past couple of seasons, especially since his impact was a key factor in why the Canucks did so well, especially throughout the regular season for 23-24. And even when they didn't have the best season in 24-25, he was still integral at times to how they performed. So that shouldn't really stop him from doing it again this season.
No, but the thing is, like, you brought up a point where it's that uncertainty about, after this year, he could re-up for an extension or wait it out until end of next season, right? So it's things like that. I mean, even with Petey, when he was doing his contract negotiations, he didn't play very well, right? So we as fans will never know that sort of pressure or that burden of thinking, oh, the next contract, right? So it could be that. It could be his off-season training was a little different. It could be, other factors, like you were saying, how coaching staff is like, don't, circle or skate it in and shoot it, and all of that. But yeah, we will never know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
for
Hmm?
one step at a time with the team, it's baby steps, which only makes me think of Happy Gilmore. Just capping it. Just
Put the
capping it.
Tap-a-roo.
Have you guys seen that commercial where they have Mitch Marner doing the whole, scene from Happy Gilmore, and it's
with Colby
forget-
Armstrong.
Colby Armstrong.
Armstrong.
Yeah, I've seen
That is it is hilarious. Just cap it in. I mean, yeah, listen to Mitch Marner. He's tapped it in a few times. So
Tap that out.
It's a bit
yeah.
cringe, but at least I can tolerate that. Anytime I see an ad with Connor McDavid in it, I turn off the TV.
Oh yeah, it's like that new Sportsnet commercial where it's
My unabiding hatred of that man. Just you couldn't even begin to describe it, guys.
yeah.
But we
yeah, no.
know your hatred for him, and we know why you hate him, about those rumors circulating around about stuff happening in the washroom.
But
I heard
let's-
nothing about that. Maybe, and you
Yeah.
know what? Maybe it's best I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's that
Hey-
other Sportsnet commercial too, where Connor says something about a desk job. Then you have Ron McLean freaking saying, "What's wrong with a desk job?" And he does like the people's eyebrow thing. It's like, I don't like that commercial. Like
That sounds
it was-
hilarious.
it was good up until Ron McLean. Then I was like, this is dumb. So, but yeah, I saw that. I see that one like literally like at least maybe 3-4 times whenever I'm watching a Canucks game on Sportsnet. So
Seeing him
The
and
real
Austin
reason I do my
Matthews,
streams so I don't have to watch
Sidney
the
Crosby
commercials.
on those screens right now. I mean, it's brutal. Consider when you would at least, but obviously, it is what it is. Well, but when you, funnily enough, you would actually think that if anything, maybe the actual true proper consistent Canadian player that has actually won something is freaking Nathan McKinnon. Maybe then he should be the one kind of dogging the Sportsnet scalps instead of a guy who has proven that he is nothing more than a 2-time bridesmaid.
you love that.
No, look, I'm telling it like it is. I mean, you guys want to be honest in what you say. That's totally cool with me. I have no problem.
Are
doing
you
the same
mad
too.
because he has the same name as you?
No,
Is he besmirching your good name?
Well, I mean,
Ouch.
at least I'm more than happy to know that there's another Connor from somewhere around here who's making waves in the NHL. I'm sure that that Connor that Connor in particular, don't you? The one who everyone was saying, "Oh, we got a tank for him."
Yeah.
Well, Fat that did us in the end.
Hey, since you brought that up, I said something earlier in the stream when Tyler was fixing his laptop and the connection and all that. So my buddy has been on it. Like I was out with him last night, and we talked about Connor Bedard and how his ELC is coming up at the end of the season. If Huggy, hypothetically, if Huggy didn't want to stay here, could you throw Huggy and also, I don't know, someone else like PD or whoever for Bedard? Would you do that? Tyler, you go first.
Sorry, Gerald. I just wanted to briefly mention.
Yeah.
No, Swervin. There is no way in hell I would ever put that absolute gobshite in the same league and breath as actual sportsmen that at least don't go around causing domestic incidents in the way that Egypt has done. Not to mention, at least they don't delude themselves into thinking they'll make a difference running for presidency, like he has done.
Isn't McGregor Irish?
Yes, he is, and he is nothing short of an embarrassment.
So
I
you guys
swear
should be
to
homies, man.
No way. No, trust me, guys. When you see the checkered history of what he has done in and out of the octagon, trust me, you will come to understand that many of us once thought of him as a hero, but now see him as a national joke.
Ouch. Ouch.
Well, I promise you, like especially when you see all the crap he has done since he burst onto the scene in the UFC. No thanks. I don't want to affiliate myself with that gobshite.
yeah, we're officially in the Unleashed After Dark territory if we weren't already.
Yeah.
Check for that.
This has been the longest stream we've ever done on the
Wow.
Line Change
Yeah.
officially.
Yeah.
How long do you want to keep this, Tyler?
Well, shit, I'm not working tomorrow, but Sam is sleeping next door, like literally in the next room. But
Well,
she's
it's been 3
fine,
hours.
but-
She hasn't come in, so it's fine. But
Oh.
are you guys tired? Should we do like 1 or 2 more questions and just call it a night, or what do you guys think?
I'm
Yeah, I should
up
probably
for
drop.
however long you guys want to go on. I'm happy to keep going. So
I should probably
No.
spend time with my wife tomorrow, and if I stay up any later, I'm gonna sleep in too late.
Yeah.
Let's
Steve,
I
we're not
haven't
going
had,
24 hours. bro.
I've not had my favorite drink of the night yet, so I'll have to grab it sooner or later.
what your nightcap of Irish whiskey? Some JMO?
Nope. I guess. Well, I guess you could say right now I'm having what the English equivalent of what we would have at home called Barry C. It's English breakfast tea here.
Awesome. Can I come on? Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, can we go back to that whole Bedard issue? Like,
Mhm.
what do you guys think? Like, could that be feasible? Would Chicago be up for it? I mean, if Huggy were not to resign, and you know he's not going to, could Chicago be like, okay, cool, we'll take Hughes, we'll give you Bedard, and maybe some other assets.
To be
We'll
honest
go
with you,
we'll
Gerald,
go around.
they could want more than that, but I won't say a word until it gets to me.
We'll go around. We'll do Tyler. We'll do Tyler, Russ, Witton, and then Connor McGregor.
Okay. So Hughes for Bedard. I mean, if the Blackhawks threw in Levshinov, do it. At least we'd be getting like a defenseman back in return who's young. That's probably the only way I would do it, is if we got like Levshinov in the deal. But I don't think Chicago would be silly enough to do that, because you're giving up Bedard and your top D like prospect. But if they dangled that in front of my face, I'd be all on it for sure. So, Russ?
I think it would be a similar situation as what happened with JT Miller, where we traded our center depth away for our defensive depth. So it would end up going the other way, where we'd be trading away our defensive depth for our center depth. But I mean, I do really like Connor Bedard. I just hope he comes home on his own, so we don't have to give him anything. But I don't know if I would trade Quinn Hughes or Connor Bedard.
Fair.
Wit.
Wow. I'd say no. Not that I don't want him. I would much rather him sign a 5-year with Chicago and then just come here for free. That's what I prefer. And if we do have to lose Hughes, I'd rather get multiple pieces. You can get 3 pieces for him, maybe more, plus like 3 pieces and some draft picks, right? And I know people keep linking him to Buffalo and getting a lot of pieces. I wouldn't mind getting pieces from Buffalo. A lot of those guys won out too. They have a lot of pieces that we could take to speed up our, I don't know, if we're not rebuilding a retool, right? Whatever this phase is called right now, right? So that's what I would do. So I would say no to Connor Bedard, but because of, looking for the present and the future, I think this would be the better route to go.
Awesome. Man, if it was Buffalo, I wonder if we can get Tage Thompson.
Yeah, wait, like there's those guys out there, man. I'm telling you.
An Owen Power.
Yeah.
And Tage Thompson and a pick for Huggy.
Yeah,
I would do something like that.
Right? Like that's the most tantalizing thing, right? That's why I wouldn't go Bedard there. But
sure.
What about Byram instead of Power? Because I know the Canucks were linked to Byram.
But I think Powers is younger and has a bit more potential maybe than
True.
Byram, because Byram is already, I don't know. Either one, whatever. Connor.
Actually, I honestly, I don't think I can add much to that. I think what Woody said is really, I think actually seems like the more realistic expectation in my book. I say go with what Woody says.
Awesome.
Steve, should we call up Adam Banks, Charlie Conway, and Julie the Cat Gaffney? Oh, Steve. Oh.
He's unleashed.
Wow.
Yeah, well, he saw the logo, so he's going.
We can get another 96 back on with Conway, man.
awesome.
I didn't even know who these people are.
I'm starting to think that these are just people that Swerven is made of.
No. It's if you watch the Mighty Ducks movie, I think you'll know.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's
I
been a
haven't.
long
I haven't
time.
watched it. I haven't watched
Been
this
a-
since I was like. I watched it when I was like 7 or 8. Like I didn't. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Bash Brothers, bro. Let's go.
Goldberg.
The Goldberg, I remember fondly though. I remember him. He was goalie, I think, in one of the movies, if
Yeah.
I recall.
Yes, sir.
But then he played. But then they put him out on as a centerman, didn't they?
As a decoy.
As a decoy, yeah. Because I remember he actually took I think he took a wrist shot, a slap shot, I think, didn't he? And scored a goal.
Knuckle puck.
Knuckle puck.
Oh,
They changed the goalie's entire equipment at the bench with nobody noticing, and then he took a knuckle puck and won the game.
That totally
That's
works in the real world.
And their coach was Charlie Sheen's brother, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Emilio Esteban.
Emilio
Coach
Esteban.
Wombat.
Yeah. Jesus. Sorry, that's like it's weird to think that I can remember those from a movie that I haven't seen in almost 20 years.
Pig eater.
More than 20 years, actually.
I think Steve's just, ripping off names right here. Just. Oh, Steve, I love you, man.
Yes.
That's funny.
Hey,
Is that Hans
since
Gruber?
we Hey, since we were just on the topic of Quinn Hughes, if he were not to sign, do you think a rebuild should happen, or should we continue to retool on the fly?
I think
We'll
Albini
go.
debunked it today on his after hours.
Well,
segment.
fuck, like he's gonna be like, yeah, we're only a few pieces off to being a contender. That's a load.
Is that what he said on the after hours? That we're only a
Yeah,
couple pieces
He
away?
did,
Yeah, he said that. Such a
and
load, man.
and he said you can't
Who said
rebuild
that?
with Quinn Hughes, Pedersen, and Demko.
Yeah.
Saying everything that actually wants them to say. I think I appreciate the question, Gerald, but at the end of the day, the answer is fuck you. Aquilini doesn't give a shit what you want.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Should we rebuild? Should we retool? It doesn't matter. Aquilini owns this team, and so we're all fucked, and we'll never get a rebuild.
Doesn't matter.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme that was AI generated where it's like Aquilini looking and then going like this and then fuck the rebuild? Have you seen that
Yep.
meme?
I haven't seen it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I can see it.
It's so good.
Hilarious.
I wonder what he thought when he was doing that. When he was partaking in the speeches after Abbey brought the Calder Cup to the Abbey Center, and he was giving one of the speeches, and I remember, and basically everyone in the arena booed the hell out of him. I wonder what he must have been thinking. Well, I mean, I wonder what he must have been thinking at the time. Maybe at the time, that's what Russ was probably thinking. That he was thinking to himself, "I don't give a fuck, guys. You're helping me make money, so basically he's. Do you know what he is? He really is like our own Gary Bettman, is what he is.
Interesting. No, I think what Aquilini was thinking, and Russ might agree with this, is fuck, I don't want to buy these kids rings. They won the Calder Cup. That's enough. Right, Russ?
Yeah,
Yep, 100%. That's what he was thinking.
absolutely.
That
Hey guys,
story
I'm gonna hop
about
off here, but
2011.
I want to leave you with one stat that I just pulled out of one of my spreadsheets. I've been trying to be positive tonight, but here's your depressing thought. So Evander Kane and Jake DeBrusk are currently the two players on the Canucks with the most shots. Evander Kane has 49 shots this year. Jake DeBrusk has 48 shots. So we're about 100 shots between Jake DeBrusk and Evander Kane. And so far this season, they have 7 goals between the two of them, which means that between those two players, they're a 7% shooting percentage.
Ouch. 4 for DeBrusk.
They're both heating up.
And 3
They
for
are both heating
Kane.
up. Yeah, I will say that. Wait, you're right on that.
Yeah.
But of course, Kane also still has there's also the matter of addressing Kane's 28 penalty minutes, or is it?
Yeah.
It might even be more than that. That is a really, 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 really bad amount.
I mean, if you the one last one I'll leave you with, Quinn Hughes' shooting percentage this season is 3.5%.
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
All right, kids. Thanks for chatting. It was fun having you or being here.
Russ.
Thanks for coming on, Ross.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
We'll
have
be
a good night,
live again
Russ.
tomorrow
Guys,
night. We got the second
I
half,
just-
the Eddie Lack interview tomorrow night. So second intermission, tune in. We're gonna pick up where he's talking about his time with Ed Belfour in Sweden, which is the story's hilarious. Ed Belfour playing second tier in Sweden. So yeah, second intermission tomorrow. Eddie Lack, second half of that interview. So we'll see you guys there.
2.5
Before you head
hours
off-
of
before you head off,
Mr.
Russ.
Level-headed in play. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
I just posted something in the private chat. If you guys want to check that out, feel free. Just so you guys know.
Dollywall
of-
coming up, eh?
Nice.
Speaking of it,
Yo, Big
yeah.
D.
How was Eddie? Real quick, just real quick. How
He was
that?
great. Super nice. Way too accommodating. I know he's a very busy person with what he does with his job. It was funny because, okay, I'm going to tell you guys this, which I don't think anyone else knows. There's two things about that interview. Number one, Eddie Lack's a gem. So we booked the interview and then daylight savings times happened. And so Arizona doesn't change time, but we do. So then suddenly I set up the Zoom call with him and he's like, oh, our time is different now. Let me move an appointment. I'm like, bro, you don't move the appointment. I'll move my damn appointment. You're Eddie Lack, right? But Eddie Lack moved his appointment so he could interview with me. So number one, Eddie Lack's a gem. Number
That's
two,
awesome.
I recorded the entire interview and my mic didn't record.
Oh no.
Oh
So
no!
the entire interview, I have all of Eddie Lack, but my mic did not record for whatever reason. Something happened. It happens every once in a while. The same thing happens the first time I had Nuck memes on. So the interview that you guys are seeing, I have re-recorded myself using a script from the Zoom to make it look like I'm still interviewing him. So that's what you think about that when you're watching the interview. I sat there in my chair for the entire interview and pretended I was interviewing Eddie Lack while recording myself. So
Jesus.
nothing is perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Respect to that, Russell.
Yeah, you make
Yeah.
it work.
Yeah. Well,
Keep up the
hopefully
good
that-
work, boys.
Hopefully that doesn't happen with me and Dolly. So
Yeah, no. You're good.
That's amazing,
My setup's
Russ.
a big old Frankenstein mess, so that's probably why that happened. So.
You did a convincing job, Russ, in making it look as authentic as possible. I'll give you that.
It's all about the theater. Well, guys, have a good night. We'll see you next time.
all right. Thanks
See you,
for coming
Russ.
on, Russ.
Thanks for coming
Appreciate
on.
it.
Wait, what is it you said, Russ? What does he always say at the end of your streams?
Make
Remember,
good
Good
choices.
good choices.
Yeah.
How
Love
can you
Russ.
not
down the
forget
floor.
Russ's signature sign-off?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good fun, crack, lads. And to be honest with you guys, I think probably this stage I probably won't be on much longer myself because it's almost 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I just looked and saw we're past the
We're at
3 hour
three,
mark,
yeah.
so
So we could probably
I
call it.
we can probably call it. You know, I
Yeah.
do have
Unless
a lot of work to do. So
anyone like final thoughts. We'll just do final thoughts. How's that?
that's perfect.
Wit?
Well, final thoughts. Why don't we make some predictions, and if we get it right, then you got to clip the segment.
Interesting. Okay. Let's do this.
But we only clip if we get it right. That would be cool. Let's make some predictions.
I'm sure Wit's gonna get a few because Wit's been kind of spot on lately,
Well,
with exception of Reichel. But aside from that, he's been good.
okay.
I did pretty good tonight. I correctly predicted the score. So
There you go. Let me
minus the OT part.
Yeah, I bet on OT too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did say Petey would get at least 1 point. So, and Russell can back that up too. But yeah.
Oof. This is gonna be tough guessing which goalie's gonna play tomorrow.
Wait, are we doing hot takes or are we just doing regular predictions kind of thing? Like nothing extreme.
I think you go with the regular prediction. Just go with a few. I think I'm predicting a 4-3 Canucks victory.
Okay.
I'm predicting a 4-3 here. I'm trying to be positive. They haven't won 2 in a row for a while. It's this win one, lose one thing. So I think be nice to pull off 2 in a row here. I'm going to lean towards Peterka playing. But the only reason why I don't rule it out is because, Lankinen has been playing well, but when Demko's out, he has the opportunity to step up. So why wouldn't he be the unlikely hero to win 2 games in a row in Demko's absence? Right? That's why I'm there for that storyline. But 4-3 Canucks victory. Most likely Peterka is going to play, and Besser scores again. There we go.
Nice.
That's me.
Connor, you want to go?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to be realistic.
That's all good.
I'm not going to see a victory for Vancouver, let alone even a close one. I think Avs I think Avs to win 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah, because right now Vancouver are still they still have no idea who they want on the top line, second line, third line. But Colorado under Jared Bednar seem to have pretty much figured it out. Not to mention, Makar is on a tear this season. He's doing miles better than Quinn Hughes. So the thought of that reigniting that rivalry between the two of them as to who's the best attacking defenseman, not even close. Makar is just streets ahead of him. McKinnon, not to mention as well. I think he's like in the top 5. I think in fact he's in the top 3 point scoring this season in the NHL. And of course, obviously having the likes of Brock Nelson or Tori Lehkonen, and obviously the impact of their younger players, Parker Grimley, Parker Kelly. There were one or two names I kind of botched there, but but basically just to kind of simply cut it straight, Avs are genuinely scary good. They will also want revenge because we swept them last season, if I recall. So they'll have a bone to pick with us about that. Of course, with that being said, even though they had still been doing better than us last season, we still managed to beat them. So there's always a possibility that the hockey gods might smile upon us and might end up having it go the way of what Witty is saying, that it might actually end up being a Canucks victory. However, we're just kind of a mess at the moment, but Colorado are not. They are a serious outfit this season. Mm-hmm. And unless Vancouver at least gets more, shows more fight, and at least stops with this hesitancy in their build-up play, I think Avs are probably going to win. They're not going to beat us like 9-1, no way. But I'd say it'll be a bit of a landslide scoreline, 5-1. I'd say Colorado. Sorry, guys.
Okay. I just want to answer this real quick, just because it pertains to tomorrow. I'm probably not going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm going out for dinner. It was my wife's birthday technically yesterday, and we're going out for dinner tomorrow.
That's cool.
So I probably won't be streaming that game, unfortunately. Dinner's at 5, so it is before the game. But at the same time, we'll be with family, so I'm not sure if I'll get home in time. So I just want to let it be known now. Probably won't be doing a post-game show for tomorrow. But we got some more predictions. We got Steve. He says, if Colorado plays like tonight, it's going to be 9-1 easy. I don't
so
doubt
optimistic.
that. I don't doubt that at all, especially if they play the same way. People first, Econ. Bobby says Brock will score. I think Canucks will win 6-2.
Ooh.
Speaking of optimism right there.
Wow, that's a big claim.
You know what's funny?
McKinnon 4 points. Wouldn't be surprised.
No surprise at all. He's just so damn good this season.
Mm.
For anyone to have picked McDavid over him, they're deluded, quite frankly.
Yeah.
McKinnon just is so much more consistent. Not to mention, he's a cup winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
there's a reason why I picked McKinnon in fantasy over McDavid.
Paying off so far.
Yeah.
Well, McDavid's just slow start this year, but
Yeah. I'm pretty
he's
surprised.
picking up already.
Yeah.
I bet he's regretting the contract very much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do
Or he's
remember that the only time I did pick up McDavid was a couple years ago where he started off really slow, kind of like this. And I was like, oh, why did I pick up this bomb?
Mhm.
So, but yeah.
And then he took a tear, right?
And then he went on a tear like after this, like during the second half of the season. I was like, okay. And then I actually ended up being in first. So, like winning my league. So, but still, I much prefer McKinnon over McDavid for sure. At least points wise.
I'm gonna finish with my take for tomorrow's game. Like Bobby, what is it? Something Yukon. I actually predict Avs to win 6-2. DeBrus to score, Reichel to get a point just for you, Witten, and Besser to score the other one.
Yeah. No.
6-2, yeah.
Those are all really good takes. If I had to pick a losing one, I would pick 5-1. Or like that was, yeah. But I decided to go with the 4-3. And actually, the reason why I'm picking the 4-3 Canucks win, in addition to being positive, is the fact that I'm hoping and banking on the fact that Colorado thinks playing against us is a cakewalk, and then we're going to be in the
Good
fight.
point.
Because of that.
Good point.
I don't
You
think
think us
that's
easy sometimes.
I don't think that's going to be the case, Woody. Especially like I said, they will want revenge for us sweeping them last season, and Jared Bednar will, I no doubt, drill that through their heads. You know,
Like I said, it's okay. No worries. It can very well be that. It's all good, right? But like, if I'm just banking on that one thing as the only reason why we will win,
Mhm.
and that's probably, quite frankly, the only way we can win.
Yeah, that's a super fair take, though.
Right? Yeah. That's the only way we can win.
they get
Right?
complacent.
I don't foresee either goalie. Do you foresee Paterka standing on his head? Like I
Probably not.
right. So that's why I say that's the only way we can win. They take us easy. We come up with the lead, and then we hang on. I think that's the only way we win. We're
Yeah, but if Patera gets shown up, would Lankinen come in on a back-to-back? Like if Patera were to be lit up like 5 goals within the first 2 periods, would you
Lankinen might just play the third. I think he's okay to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just
There we
gonna
go.
do this- I'm gonna do this for Steve. 6-7.
6-7 overtime.
Jeez.
There you go. That's for Steve.
If anyone bet a few hundred, imagine how much money they make out of that, because that is quite a wild take.
What? Sorry, say that again.
I'm just wondering. Imagine if that was a prediction and it was being bet on, and somebody made that prediction. I can imagine they'd make a fair few grand out of that, because that's quite a wild take. I mean, certainly to make it a high scoring game like that. I mean, I'm sure Colorado
6-7 Canucks.
Dude,
Or-
that'd be like 3,000 to 1 or something. Right? It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, 6-7 Canucks, yeah, freaking hell. I mean, if they win a game like that, that would be amazing for the season.
These kids,
Oh.
man.
I'll take a stab at it. I'll let you guys know.
Nice.
All right,
And Ty,
guys.
your prediction before we
Oh.
close off.
Well, I already know I'm gonna get it wrong just because it's Colorado, but that's okay. I'm gonna. We had a bit of like, what was it, 6-2? We've had. I forget what the other ones are, but we've had kind of like high scoring.
Mhm.
I think I'm going to go with a bit of a low scoring just to be different. And I'm going to say 2-1 Colorado. Just to be different.
Awesome.
All right.
Any scores? Who's the
Scores,
lone scorer?
I'm going to say Besser.
Mm.
Because it's Brock Vember. October's over. We've moved into Brock Vember.
No, we've gone into DeBrusman, the clutch
True.
month.
Very true.
Yeah.
But,
That which I can be happy for.
I did see Brock's got a bit of a stash going on, so maybe that's why we're still into Brock Vember right now.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. This was awesome. 3 hours 15. Longest. Hopefully this is the longest because these 3 hour streams are so hard to do. Want to thank Russell from Nothing is Perfect for staying as long as he can. Shout out to Bobby, I can't remember, something Yukon for jumping
people
on here and
first Yukon,
there.
Bobby.
People's first
Yeah.
Yukon, yeah.
And Swerve and Irvin to staying out as long as he can. And obviously we have Wit from Canucks Uncensored. Always great to chat hockey with you, brother. And also Connor Cahill, not Connor McGregor, who's
Not one
who's,
of us will do nothing. He'll do fucking nothing. Sorry. That's the closest impersonation I'm ever going to give off of him, and let it be, and that's the end of that. I'll be washing my mouth out after that.
and you heard it there. You've heard it here with our impression from Connor. But thank you to both of you that are still on and staying on for all this time. Appreciate Tyler, the line change, for letting me sort of co-host special guest on this as usual. It's been fun, pleasure, and I'll let Tyler do the closing.
All right. One minor thing on the McGregor thing, and for some, this is like legit. My dad's a big like UFC guy. Like he watches a lot of UFC, so especially back in the day. Whenever I think of Connor, I always think of that quote he does where he's like, "I don't need Tums to fight." I think it was some sort of interview he was having where he made that comment. And whenever I think of Conor McGregor, that's the first thing that pops into my head. I don't need Tums to fight.
He said? I don't need what to fight?
Thumbs. But he goes Tums to fight.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. For some reason, it always pops into my head whenever I think of his name. But
oh my god.
Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. Trust me, when I decided that, hey, I'm actually going to do a post-game show, even though I was at the game, I did not expect 3 hours and 17 minutes to go by after that.
I wasn't even expecting it to be more than an hour because I didn't really watch the game. I only caught a period and a half. But yeah. I sent something in the private chat. If you guys take a look, hit me up.
Who the fuck is that guy, huh? Who the fuck is that? Sorry. I had to latch on to Swervin's reminding me of that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, I guess that's the other phrase that I remember too is who the fuck is that guy? Yeah. But yeah, once again, thank you guys for coming on. Wit, as always, great to have you on. I guess this was like what Gerald was saying, episode 2 of our Unleashed After Dark, quite literally After Dark. And don't worry, Gerald, I'll get to work on that thumbnail. So just send me a better picture if you want, and I'll throw it on. I have been doing a lot of work on my Blue Jays channel, like for next season. Like I don't know, Gerald, you probably saw my story. I have like a new logo and everything. I've been literally working on that for the last 2 days. So, but
can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm actually. I got probably like 4 videos lined up. I haven't recorded yet, but I got the thumbnails done, and now I just need to record the videos. So I was originally going to do one big long video, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to break it up into like 4 different sections, and was like, crap, I guess I got to make thumbnails for each of those. So, but yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. Even though it's
With that said, I think we should cut today's podcast into 3. It's like 3 different hours because it's gonna be hard to go 3 hours straight listening. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I might actually look into that because keep in mind I gotta download this and put it on Spotify. So, but yeah, once again, as I mentioned, thanks for coming on, Whit. Connor, as always, great to have you on, especially getting your insight. Gerald, of course, always great to have you on. Really appreciate it, and thank you to Bobby for coming on as well, for sure. And of course, Russ, I guess returning the favor from me being on his show earlier today for the warm up. That was a lot of fun. And I will say, being at the game tonight, I was surprised by how many Blue Jacket jerseys I saw. Yeah, at the game tonight. A lot of them were Goudreau, in particular, which is great to see. That whole thing is still. I still like think about it and just how tragic that was. Even though Goudreau never played for us, still like one of those things where it's just like, wow. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. But yeah, once again, thanks for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it. And yeah, episode 2 of Canucks Unleashed After Dark. There you go. Along with the post-game show.
Thank you.
Which was like 2.5 hours ago.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was really good to talk to you.
Right.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
You too. Have a good night, guys. See you around.
I'll let you close. I'll jump off.
All right. Yeah,
Okay. Have a good night, Ty.
Thanks, buddy. All right. And if you guys enjoyed this, and if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content here on the Line Change, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on all your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. All the ats and usernames are all right there. Feel free to give us a follow. And if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated. But once again, thanks for coming on, or rather, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. And as always, let's go Canucks. Go Canucks, go.